We got to sit up. The table too tall.
What's up, world? This is your boy, Coach EB, aka EB the Speaker, and welcome to another episode of Talkin Hoops in the Sip Live. Girls edition, boys edition. We got the ranking show today. We even got some music in the background. Listen, I am excited today like no other. People have been asking, when are we going to do the ranking show? When are we going to do? We finna do class of 25 tonight. We're going to do 26 another night, 27, and we're going to break it all the way down just like that. But tonight is the class of 2025. We're going to do some boys stuff as well. First, let me welcome in from the GTA. He just got in the building. We getting him on. We got to see how he sound right away. My guy, Martin Sherrod. What up, Martin? AKA Coach Gino.
You hear me?
I can hear you, baby.
Yeah, what going on with everybody? What going on with y'all guys tonight?
Chilling, man. Got my guy from C. Jones Ballin' Business, DC Bucks in the building, Mississippi, all in North Direction. Corey Jones, what's up? C. Jones.
What to do, Easy the Gigger?
Chilling. Corey scored over 2,000 points in high school. Ain't too many people been able to say they can do that. And then we got our guy from Mississippi Hoop Report, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that knows everything about the boys and been all over the country. Lavelle Shoes Johnson. What up, Shoes?
Peace out, guys. Peace up.
Peace out, peace up. I mean, what is he on? He's sleepy already. Before we get going, though, you know how we do it. We like to thank our sponsor, Tatum and Wade. One of our sponsors, Tatum and Wade Law Firm, located 124 East of Meade Street, right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Tatum and Wade are real lawyers who get real results. I say if you want to get paid, get to Tatum and Wade. Listen, I need everybody right now, if you would, hit the comments. I need you to hit the comments for me. Let me know that you popped on. I need the comments going. I can't get going. Just let me know if you are in the building. Just hop on and just let me know real quick if you're in the building. The comments. I need the comments. It's critical. We get the comments early because this is going to be an explosive show. People will come back, and I know people will go back and watch this because everybody want to know where they ranking. Ms. Blanks is in the building. I love it. We're going to talk a little bit about Jamarian tonight, her son, Jamarian Jones and Tupelo. Matter of fact, LaWanda, since you popped in, we're going to talk about them first. Shoes, talk to us a little bit about Starkville. There was kind of two, what we call maybe small upsets. Tupelo Starkville, which was a big regional game per se. Well, no, it was a conference game.
Well, it's a region game, and the district region, they call it the same. They use the word back and forth, but we'll say for the sake of it, we'll say it was a district game. But they've been in the same district region for like the last 4 or 5 or 6 years. So they've been knocking heads back and forth. And that's been a big game for the last 4 or 5 years in their region.
Well, before we come in, let me say a couple of hellos. Brooklyn Adams, one of the top 2026 kids, is watching. Just having a phenomenal year from Forest. North Flores High School. Melissa Green, tell me, I see, hey guys, Melissa, tell me, not familiar with you. So tell me who you are, by chat, kid, parent, talk to me a little bit about who you don't put on the chat. But let's talk a little bit. First, we're going to jump in to Tupelo and Starkville. And first name I want to talk about, I'm just going to talk about Jamarian Jones. And I may be pronouncing around Jamarian. But one thing I want to talk, he's a sleeper. in the state, and I encourage every JUCO that's watching right now. Amaya Norwood on, okay, Miss Melissa. I encourage every JUCO that's in the state to go take a real look at Jamarian Jones. He came to my combine. He's been at my combine before. The kid is an athlete. He's not one of them guys, that he's if you don't know what you're doing, you'll miss him. But then sometimes you won't miss him because he will try to go up and dunk on you very much. He's a high flyer. He's just athletic. He can defend. He's wiry, strong. He just does a little bit of everything. And he's a kid. I know the other night I think he had 19 against Starkville. In that, what people are saying an upset, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's an upset. I think Tupelo is just as good as Starkville. I saw them go down and upset Columbus. I thought that was an upset. But they also have a young man, Demetrius Duffy. Talk to us, Shoes. Tell us why you think it, or do you think it's an upset?
Well, it's a moderate upset because, of course, Starkville is ranked 3 in the state, and they've been teetering around they've been in my rankings. Tupelo's been in my rankings since the Columbus win, but I actually dropped them out this week, and they didn't lose to get out. Horn Lake County got a big win, and I had to edge somebody out. But Tupelo with that win over Columbus and the win over Starkville, they've shown they can play with anybody in the state. Columbus win was on the road. I was at Clinton when Clinton beat them. Clinton played very well that night. And that's a region that, and there are 5 teams in that region on any given night. You can go down. I don't know if anybody will beat Germantown, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose one of these road games because between Clinton, Madison, Starkville, and Tupelo and Germantown, man, that's just a lot of heavy hitters at home. So it's a mild upset. It's not a major one. It's an upset because of the rankings where they were positioned, but at home with Tupelo holding serve at home, it's not a big surprise.
Gino, talk to us. Me and you were at the game when Tupelo came down on the road and popped Columbus. Talk to us what you remember about Columbus. About Tupelo.
Well, first off, man, with Tupelo being the school that's in the area around, man, Tupelo done always been decent on the basketball side. Which, like, even when I played, they kind of like we was in the district with Tupelo, so they got a good tradition of basketball. So they always been on to play good, solid basketball, have a good coach, and come compete with the star for Columbus or whoever. So I ain't surprised that they beat Starford, man, honestly. When I watched them play, they got a complete team. Got some bigs down there, guards who can shoot. They play defense. So they pretty much know they wouldn't play how they played versus Columbus, man. Like Shoes said, man, they can beat anybody on a given night. They one of them type of team. Just got to come out and play them well. If you don't, they can catch you slipping.
And if people don't know, the region tournament is in Tupelo. So it's going to be real tricky up there.
Yeah.
You don't want to catch the wrong bracket.
Yeah, those are two teams that at the end of the day, obviously Germantown, no question, is the team to beat. They are what everybody's shooting for with Mike Williams, Mason Williams,
Sam Funches.
Obviously Sam Funches, one of the top, juniors in the country. Then they got such a supporting cast with Devin. I think his name Devin, the 6'5" kid. Devin, what's Devin's last name? Jones.
Not Jones. I don't think it's Jones. I can't think of what Devin's last name is right now.
Yeah,
and then of course they got Mike. They got Mike Johnson also.
Oh yeah.
Mike Johnson.
Yeah, Mikey can play. They are really, really loaded. Because here's the thing, what they can do, and they defend too, and they have a good coach. The coach, Coach Love has won a state championship. I think he's personally underrated as a coach. I think he's doing a great job with all the different egos that he has to deal with, on that team. And I think he's done a great job. The fact that they are where they are right now. Corey, talk to us a little bit about, before we go into the girls deal, because this is, where we're gonna lock into the girls thing. But Tupelo is that was a nice victory. And on the girls side, Starkville actually upset Tupelo that night. That was an upset. Tupelo ranked number 1. So talk to us a little bit about that upset in your mind and what you felt may have occurred. Tupelo, Starkville getting the 4 or 5 point victory.
Well, first and foremost, that was Jay Rucker and Bailey.
Oh yeah, you muffled, Cord. All of a sudden, I don't know what you did.
So I got muffled now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you muffled. I don't know what you did.
What sound right now?
Muffled.
You got to come back to me, man.
Okay. And Jamar. Okay, I got you, Miss Blanks. Jamar. We'll just say Jamar. J Mar. We got you. You the one made it so hard by naming him Jamarian, but But anyway, we're not gonna be mad at you, Miss Blanks. That's your son. You named it, but we just know we wanted to give him a shout out. Also, they have got oh God, Demetrius Duffy. You can't talk about Tupelo boys without talking about Demetrius Duffy. So I did have to mention him. But now back to the Tupelo Starkville game. Corey, what you got? See if you talk. How you talking?
I sound now.
Same. It's same.
Muffled.
Come in and come. I don't know, man, what it is.
Let me come in and come out.
Come in on your. Keep this on and come in on your phone. You know how you did the last time.
All right.
Keep this going to the other one, and then we'll come back.
Let me try one thing. Just keep.
Okay. The Tupelo Starkville girls, from what I was told, Jay Rucker and Bailey Slidell didn't play. Nothing trying not to take it away. Obviously Starkville went on the road and won. I know Big Z, Zariah Edwards had 20 points. Jada Gay had 14. Corey, you was telling me that Jada looked really, really good on some film that you saw. If Jada Gay, now I will say this, if Jada Gay can get healthy, that big three of Jada Gay, Big Z, and Zaria Brown, the 5'11", 6 feet, 2027 kid who's the real deal. They could cause some real problems. Then they got Logan Warren and then the other young lady, Sierra Warren, Sierra or something, a shooter. I don't know her name. Somebody can help me with that. Who's pretty good as well on that team. Starkville's pretty good coach. And so their team that
Hey, who's Starkville coach this year, girls? Because I know the coach last year retired. They got a new coach this year, don't they?
Yeah, his name, I want to say, I think it's, before I want to, let me look it up before.
Look, I should know it, but I don't. But I do know they got a first year coach this year, though.
Yeah, they got a first year coach.
I think it's Matt Wilbanks, maybe.
I think it may be something like that, coach.
Yeah,
he's Matt Wilbanks. He's been somewhere before.
Yeah, I forgot where he was. And the other girl is CeCe Warren, is the other wing from Starkville that I was talking about. She was MVP, I think, at the Tangle on the Trail. So Starkville is pretty good. I think that Matt Wilbanks, that's his name. Yep, I thought I had his name in there. Matt's done a very good job taking over from state championship coach Christie, who was there for so many years over at Starkville. But let's jump in.
Coach,
Yeah,
I've been thinking about it too. Like a lot of people been talking to me about the girl, man. They want to know how good League Academy is, if anybody know anything about them.
Well, League Academy was 22-0. They lost their private school team, and there's been rumblings talking about League maybe the best team in the state. Well, they're no longer 22-0. East Rankin Academy went and beat them the other day by 4. I don't know what if any private school people are on right now.
East Rankin's pretty good also. East Rankin has a good team also. That's kind of like the Starkville Tupelo situation where you're not overly surprised that they win. That they won. It was an upset, but you're not just super overly surprised.
No, it's not an upset because those are the teams that are predicted. Led by Liz Stevens, who will be who's the top 10 2027 kid. She will be. She's one of the top players there. To me, in that championship, overall championship, state championship preview, process. I personally had MRA as my favorite. They are finally now coming on and getting themselves together. MRA, East Rankin, Leak Academy.
Hey,
And
B, hey, what are we doing? What we got going on, man?
hey man, you late to the show. You just jump in. He just pops in like he on time.
Hey, man, look, hey, man, shut up. We got Lavelle Shoes Johnson in the building, baby. The myth, the man, the legend, man. Look, we done dug him up out of his grave. I'm feeling good right now. Cord done been vibing, man. He had him a couple Long Island Ice. Oh, my bad, Cord. I didn't mean to tell you business, man. I'm trolling tonight. I'm feeling good, Coach. Well, look, I'm feeling good, baby.
He sounded like he had a couple of them Long Island Ice teas on.
Man, we ain't got snacks in the building. Corey, talk to us. Let's see if you sound a little better.
Look, if he got the new background, I just realized that too. We got the backdrop.
Oh yeah, we doing things over here, baby.
Okay.
Hey, Corey, what you got, Corey? We can't hear you. You muted, dog.
He's still out there.
Corey?
He might have gone off. I think he's going off for a minute. He's not even, he's not even pictured up there now.
Corey, you good?
Nah.
There must be snacks there.
Yeah, that's snacks. And that snacks was popped on.
Oh, that's snacks with no picture. Okay.
Corey, can you take yourself off? I mean, we can't hear you, dog. Hey, Corey.
He gotta get that other phone like you did last time.
Yeah, get the other phone. You on your quick, get off your quick wireless and go ahead and get the AT&T. You know AT&T, Verizon, one of those, I mean, you know better.
Man, that man got them walkie-talkies and all that stuff throwing that frequency out. What's the police scanner and all, man, cut all that stuff off.
Yeah, Corey, come on, you gotta know that. Breaker. Yeah, we on one. We're on 211 here. 211 in progress on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yeah. I mean, what you doing, Corey?
Let him go, man. Let him go.
Corey, we trying to do a show. Yeah,
he gotta come back on. He got about 3-4 phones. He just gotta go get his other phone.
Man, I can tell when you done had a good buffet meal, you came on with some energy. Man, I'm telling you,
I'm feeling good, man. You know what meeting I just got off of, right?
Yeah.
You heard the 2 recruits we just got, right?
I didn't.
Okay. All right, we'll talk after the show. Yeah, I'm in a real good mood right now.
Popped off, Well, but anyway, we'd like to welcome you to the show, Eddie. Appreciate you. I know you came back from Wakanda, and at the end of the day, the Wakanda jungle, and we just love to have you. I don't know why my guy Q Harris ain't on it. Like, I don't know what he got going. What he on, Gino?
Man, Ashley ain't even one of these days I ain't even talked to Q today, man. Probably one of the little few times we talk every day. I ain't talking
to over here, import tax. What is the tax? What's the name of the tax? Majestic tax or
whatever he got going on, man. I ain't even talked to the boy today, man.
Yeah, like he ain't got no link. He's supposed to be on here. But anyway, hey, listen. People didn't come to hear that. They came to hear the Geekers Top 20 class of 2025. And I'm trying to get Corey back. Snacks, you still with us, baby?
Yeah, I'm still here.
My guy Snacks in the building. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to have a little, like Shoes got his top 20, 2025 boys. I got the 2025 girls. So we're going to start at 20. And everybody feel free to debate whenever they would like. Well, first we're gonna start with the class of 2025 girls, what I call the just missed the cut. Just missed the cut. There's 5 of them, so that means that if you can do your math, they didn't make the top 20, but they right at 2025. And let me say this about my rankings. Boy, that's it right there. That right there will preach. Is my rankings. And I don't say that in an arrogant way, but you have a right to do your own rankings. And one thing I've done is nobody on this, not too many in this state can say that they have seen as many kids as I've seen over the last couple of years. That distinction used to go to Eddie Young, but Eddie has allowed me to do the rankings. And I say allowed because Eddie was doing them, and he basically passed them off to me. And as I've told him several times, when I get ready to pass them off, I'm on whoever next wants to jump in. It ain't no joke. Over the course of time, I've done, a top 80, top 100 in shoes who's done rankings for a long time too. So what I've done this year is this. In each class, I've come up with the top 20 in each class. So we'll have a 2025 show, a 2026 show, a 2027, and then when we get to 28, 29, and 30, because I haven't seen as many, so we're going to cut the numbers down. So I have a top 20, I have just missed the cut, and then best of the rest. And to be honest with you, I want to make this very clear. I rank these. My rankings are based on college projection and high school performance and AAU performance, and then it's based on what I see and what I think and how I project out in the field that I have. And it is my opinion. And like everybody, we all have. Everybody has an opinion. Everything in life is ranked. We rank, people go to Walmart over Target because they feel Walmart's better, or Kroger, or whatever. So we're always ranking stuff. Some people like the Wendy's hamburger better than the McDonald's hamburger, or Popeye's chicken better than Church's. And so, unless you're Eddie, you just like them all. But so at the end of the day, we're always ranking stuff. So don't be mad at me. I have a lot of experience. I've not only coached for 30 years, I was an elite basketball player. So the one thing you can get is you're getting somebody who played the game at a high level, not somebody who just thought about, they wanted to just do this and pick this up as a hobby. And, and they were, they did other things. They weren't basketball people. They had never played basketball in their life. They never shot a jumper in their life. They never made a meaningful play in the game in their life. And that's one of the reasons that I got in the media. And but I don't know everything. I just know what I know. I do feel that, this is what I do. And so you feel free to debate. So we'll start it off. And like I said, Shoes is going to have, Shoes, tell them a little bit about how you rank, because your rankings may be how do you come up with who you come up with?
I wanted to ask you something, EV. You said the three things you use. I wanted to ask you what weighs more out of the three to you.
Good question.
That's a great question.
I'll answer your question first. My rankings are more heavily weighted toward, especially at the top of the rankings, toward college projection. How I think you project to the next level, to the college level. If you're a Division I player, you look like you could be a Division I player, upper level Division I player. After you get, it's always, you always have to account for performance. You got to account for performance, the performances they're having now. But sometimes performances in high school don't carry over to college. So as you go down the rankings, that's where the high school performance starts carrying more weight as you go down through the rankings. My ranking, at least that's the way I look at it. But people are heavily weighted toward how I think they project to the next level.
I'm Shoes. I'll be honest with you. I'm a lot like you. I think that college projection is kind of where is probably that was a super question. Is college projection is what I probably take the most in consideration, and then I look at both how a kid plays in high school and then how a kid plays in AAU. AAU is the best vehicle that is out there right now today that mirrors college, because now you have all of the top players on one team. On your high school team, you usually only have maybe one or two kids, and you're going to be the star. When you go to college, there's going to be 15 players on the team, and it's going to be 15 quote unquote stars. So probably your high school performance for me weighs the less, but even with it weighing the less, them and AAU mirror each other. It's not too far off, if that makes sense. So college projection for me, and I don't get caught up. And then there's some things, because I think that, and there's no disrespect to the college coaches. I'm a college coach and college recruiters. I think a lot of college coaches don't really know what they're looking at. I think they make a lot of mistakes because obviously you can say that on a transfer portal. They give up on kids too quick. And I'm basing mine off, and some of it's my own gut feel and what I feel. So that's
Eddie and Evie, what's the one thing college coaches say the most that drives you crazy? Ask you most that drives you crazy.
In terms of when they call about the rankings, or
when they call about player, when they call about players, they're talking about players.
The one thing that drives who else has offered them?
They don't trust their own eyes every time.
Yeah,
they don't trust their own eyes.
Who else has offered them?
Who else recruiting? Who else offering? They always ask you that, like they don't want to be the first one to offer or be out on a limb by themselves.
I know it, man, and that it drives me crazy. Shoes, I hate it. I hate that question. And I wanted to ask you something, Shoes, and EV too, before we get into this, because this happened to me when I was doing the rankings. And I'm just gonna draw the scenario for you, Shoes. Deshaun Ruffin was projected to be a Power 5 kid coming out of high school. He had for the most part, probably, I won't say every Power 5, but he could pick and choose where he wanted to go. I don't know how many SEC offers he had. I'm sure if he had probably just about all the SEC offers. Not sure if he got Kentucky or whatever, but he could write his ticket, right? He was good enough to write his ticket.
He had a number of Power 5s. He had Auburn, he had Houston, he had, Ole Miss, he had Alabama and some others looking at him. So, yeah, he had a number of SEC offers.
Okay. When I first started to do the rankings, there was a kid somewhat similar to what you would quote unquote call a national kid. I want to ask you this, Shoe. Deshaun Ruffin, who was the probably consensus number one player in the state in your class, probably at least 3 years probably in a row, from his 10th, 11th, and 12th, he was probably the number one player in his class. Let's just say that low major Division I guard, because you get to see these kids at all the local tournaments. You fly out to Atlanta and see them at some of the Nike stuff. If a kid who's a low major, projected low major, head to head plays Deshaun Ruffin 3 to 4 times in high school throughout their career, and 2 or 3 times you happen to see him at some local stuff, and that kid absolutely owns Ruffin or outplays Ruffin, does that sway your opinion of him being ranked, even though he's going to be projected a higher prospect?
It helps him in his ranking, where his ranking is. He's probably not going to get over Ruffin because, like we said, the ranking, we know he just doesn't project well to the high major level. So he's not going to pass Ruffin, but it will help his overall ranking. It will move him up.
So in head to head, you will never, if they've had 5 or 6 in 3 years, head to head, this kid has outplayed them every single time. That doesn't sway your ranking. And I agree with you. No, what you're saying is what I agree with. Had that situation when I first started. And so it's one of those things where, like you said, that's just another scenario of some of the things that we look at when we start to project out. Because the one thing about your ranking, Shoes, people can say what they want. When the dust settles, and if you go back and look at them, your top 5 to 10 is going to be kids that were high majors, BCS, Power 5, mid-major type kids. You know what I mean? Consistently. So that's what it's about at the end of the day. But I just was curious, like,
let me say it like this. The closest scenario, I can't think of anybody that outplayed Deshaun. But take let's go Malik and Q Witherspoon. Let's go Malik and Q Witherspoon. Because Q, they beat Callaway at Mars Hill, and Q probably, it's hard to say outplayed now because, you know, when you say outplayed, you're saying he kind of dominated them. You never really see any of those guys like they get dominated. They may have had a little bit better game a lot of times, but that's kind of like the Q Witherspoon Malik deal. Well, Q was really, really good and played very well and had great numbers against Callaway both times they played and everything. But I never, and I thought Q could be a really good high major guard, but I wasn't gonna ever move him in front of Malik at that time.
In front of Malik, I'm gonna say this before I'll tell you one scenario on the board side. Charlie White outplayed Monte Ellis at least 2 to 3 times. And it was clear that Charlie White locked Monte Ellis up and outplayed him. I think one time 5 points in the state championship game or something like that. Those were one of the scenarios that I remember where, you know, at that point, Monte was the number 1 and number 2 player in the country. And Charlie outplayed him. And Charlie was a little bit older too, but they didn't come out the same year. But anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming, EV. Bump your show. I just do what I want to do. I might just take over your show and say bump your top 20 rankings, bro.
It's our show, and I appreciate you being ignorant like that. Corey, I just want to make sure. Are you ready, Corey?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man. I'm here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm here. I'm back, dog.
You sound real good, Corey. That's
the guys here, man. Yeah, I took a couple squigs, man. I'm here, man. I got my stuff set up. Hey, it was
Snacks, you still good, Snacks?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you was
man. Snacks, stay in the car, man. Come on, sit down somewhere.
Man, he riding around training every elite kid in the country. Man, that man
go
got
Tisha Mingo every week.
I didn't know if he was taking a snack break.
No, I'm on the road, man. Don't stop.
On that road, my man Snack. All right. Well, we're gonna start out with on the girls' side, what I would call the just miss list, and that's the 5 that I would that didn't make the top 20, but are on my top list, top 5. I'm just gonna run through them real quick. We'll start out and we'll go basically just alphabetical order in these. Just missing my top 20 list is 5'6" shooting guard, combo guard who signed with William Carey from Germantown is Charlie Gammarini. Charlie Gammarini had a phenomenal summer, shot the blood out of his hat. Pretty decent year this year with Germantown. I think she's their leading scorer. Germantown obviously down, not what they were and have been in the past, losing the likes of Alana Rouser and obviously Madison Booker. But Charlie Gammarini, who's been on starter for at least 3 years, arguably top 5 shooter in the state. Just, you know, again, like I said, committed to William Carey, really good NAI program right now. I think William Carey, if they're not in the top 30 in the country, they're really good. They beat Southern Miss this year. So Charlie Gammarini going there is a big deal. And especially after the summer she had. Also just missing the cut 5'8", Lacey Davis from Clinton. Lacey hasn't been the same since she's tore ACL. She's just steady, still coming back after 2 years. I think if she can overcome it, she's going to be a really good JUCO prospect. And if she can ever get back to the way she was really athletic, relied a lot on her athleticism. And then another one, as I consider just missed the cut, Lila Cox, 6-foot shooter from Monica, who signed with Mississippi College. I thought she took a step back a little bit last summer. Didn't see much of her last summer and didn't see much of her this summer. But then I saw her this year and I thought, okay, that's the Lila Cox that I remember. She's shooting the ball well, playing well as a senior. I think Greg Long has picked up. I think she's going to fit Greg Long's system at Mississippi College really well. And she's going to be a good one. And then 2 other ones just missing the cut is a kid that transferred from Louisiana, Renaya Ellis from Natchez. She can really shoot the basketball, scored over 1,000 points in her high school career. Coming from Louisiana. Her dad is now the coach, I think, at Natchez. And then we have 6-foot star Amos from Florence, who is an elite, pretty good shot blocker, can rebound, long, wiry, can shoot the 3. So those are my just missed the cuts. Eddie, Corey, y'all want to comment about those just missing the cut of the top 20?
Well, first of all, we don't know your top 20, so it's gonna be hard for us to. We might throw a kid in there that on your list.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll come back to it. I didn't know if y'all wanted to comment about any of those kids.
Oh, comment about it. Man, hey, you did your due diligence, Evie.
Eddie, talk to us a little bit about
Well, the only
Davis.
about who?
Lacey, you've known
I
Lacey.
agree. Yeah, absolutely. I've been knowing her since she was 5th grade. You're absolutely right, Ev. She's a kid. Had it not been for ACL, we may be talking about a top 10 kid in that class. And so she had that setback. She's recovered. She's starting to kind of get back to herself. Talk with my brother Johnny. He keeps me up to date on her and his baby Jatoya Johnson and Aria and some of the other kids that's a part of the program. Him and I talk pretty frequently, and he's just been kind of keeping me up to speed on her. But man, I agree. I had her, inside the top 15 before I passed the rankings over to you when she was healthy. And her best basketball was ahead of her. And right when she was about to take that break, the unfortunately ACL injury kind of took it away. Top 5 for Charlie Gambarine is a insult. Charlie is the best shooter in the state of Mississippi. Her and Katie Jo Bird flip a coin. I think top 1 or 2 should have been a better analogy on her because she's just a phenomenal shooter. And Renaya Ellis is a great ball player, a tremendous, highly talented kid. Renaya is a kid that depending on where she go after high school, whether it's the JUCO route or whatever route, she's a kid that later on down the road you might could see her, garner some low Division I type stuff. She's definitely a kid who put the ball in the hole, can score at all 3 levels. But anyway, that's my take on those kids. Lila Cox is what she is, and so all of those kids are definitely warranted of being recognized for sure.
All right, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do 5 at a time. So I'm going to go 20 through them. Start at 20 and go to 15, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Then Shoes will give his 20 through 15 boys in 2025, and then we'll talk about that and then go all the way.
Let me preface something there, EV.
Okay.
All right. The rankings that are on my site were done back in October. I'm in the process of updating them.
Okay.
And I'm not ready to release them totally. I was gonna release them like in another next week because I wanted to wait till I watch the Rumble. I kind of got the 17s done, but and I kind of got the 17s done, but you didn't tell me we were gonna do this. You didn't send me a link to my, so I don't have them with me. But I can talk about my top guys off the top of my head.
Do you have your old list? Let's talk about your old list.
I got my old list.
Yeah, we'll just go over your old list and then we'll switch it to your new list when it comes out next week. How about that?
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
And I can mention who may be rising and maybe rising in certain things there. All
right. Coming in at number 20 on this is our latest top 20 on the top 20 is 5'10" wing from South Haven, Alana Smith. Alana Smith coming in at 20. Alana Smith has just kind of blown up a little bit this year and over the summer. I saw her play this summer, really looked elite as far as on the wing, looked like a basketball player. When you look on that team when she was playing with Jade Rucker, Sanaya Cook, Carly Brock, she didn't look out of place at all. She's averaging about between 16 and 20 in South Haven right now. Has South Haven second in the district at 5-2. Alana Smith, she's getting ready to commit. She had several, probably 4 to 8. I think she had maybe 8 JUCO offers, and she also had a Division I offer that Corey got her last year at Alcorn. She'll be committing here soon. She's at 20. Number 19, I have from Clinton High School, 5'9", just a bulldog, Jatoya Johnson. She's been around for a long time. Jatoya is, like, to be honest with you, she's really talented. She goes up and down. Some days Jatoya looks like the number 50th player. And then others, she looks, top 15. But I have her right at that 19 spot. She can shoot the basketball. She can go inside, outside. I think she's going to be a pretty good JUCO player. And then her best basket, we'll see what she does after that. She's in a, like she has a lot of talent, and if she can just continue to be consistent, I think she'll be much better than what she is. Next one at 18, I have from Vicksburg 5'7" Zion Harvey. Zion Harvey, I really like this kid. Really skilled player. Played at Warren Central the first couple of years. I saw her at Vicksburg a couple of weeks ago. She'll go on and play JUCO somewhere, and she's got a kid. She has a chance. She has a very good skill set. Can shoot the basketball. Can play a little bit of the point and the combo. At 17, I have 6-foot wing Zion Nelson from Terry. Zion is long, athletic. She's a young lady I know she had a Jackson State offer at one time. I'm not sure if she's going to go to Jackson State or what she's going to do. I know every JUCO would like to have her. I think her best basketball is ahead of her as she continues to just improve continue to improve her skill set. She's a kid that can go outside and shoot the basketball. Just a great kid, comes from a good family, and I think if she just continues to the question I would want her to do, I just like to get her a little tougher, a little meaner on the court. She seems sometimes, that sometimes she can kind of coast and like to pick up her motor a taste. And at 16, here's a young lady who I think I may have had her in the 30s, last year, and she just has shot all the way up. She's continued to improve. 5'7", 5'8" point guard from Brandon Kelsey Magnum. Really love her motor plays tough. She's just continues to improve, doing a good job for Holly Moncrief team play for Magnolia Select. She's just wiry, strong. I know she has some Division I interest as well. I think she may have even had an Alabama A&M offer, but she's a kid that after 2 years of JUCO, or I know I think maybe some D2. She may have some D2 offers. She's a kid that potentially could be she could sneak into the SWAC. She's not far off after some years of JUCO. And at 15, we'll stop right there. We have 6'5", 5'11" South Panola Shania Fondren, double machine, big time softball player. Probably won't play basketball in college. Probably would rank her higher if I thought she was going to play basketball in college. But you can't. She's one of those kids you can't dismiss her numbers. She's averaged a double high and has some high double numbers for South Panola the last couple of years. So Eddie Cord, Eddie Cord, Gino, anybody want to just go at those for a minute, you can, and then we'll pop it over to you, Shoes.
People, I had I ain't hear you. What you had said.
Gino, go ahead. I can't hear you.
I ain't hear you. What you asked. Repeat what you said.
I just said, anybody want to comment on any of those? So,
Yeah.
Cord, you want to go first?
Man, you done put my girl down 20, man, but it's all good. That's your opinion. I feel like she's gonna be a better player in college. That's Alana Smith at South Haven. She is a late bloomer, so I understand. But she just as well she got the body for the next level. She's gonna be a great player, man. Hey, shout out to her.
I'll be honest with
What's she going, Cord?
Hey, I mean, she kind of keeping it on the wraps. I know where she's going, but gonna be a big
Okay.
time decision for a big time player.
and
I want to say about go ahead, EV. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll say this about Alana. Last week she was just missed the cut, so she jumped in the top 20 just over the last week. To be honest with you, I mean, because I got a chance to watch a little bit more, and then just listening to her the other day. See, all that stuff matters. When you listen to a kid and the way she talks and her vibe, it's like, ooh, this kid right here, she's got it. And so, but anyway, go ahead,
And
Eddie.
speaking of Kelsey Mangrum,
Okay.
from Brandon, just always been. I done played against her for some years. Always been a player that can run a team and keep them going. Got a fiery attitude on the court. They kind of like mild mannered, but she get to her spots, can shoot it a little bit, get to the rack. I like her game. Sanaa Fundra is just an absolute beast. You never know, Evie. She might step on that court at Pearl River. You never know.
Is she
Never
playing?
know.
Is she going to softball at Pearl River?
Yeah, it's all about the Pearl River, so you never know.
Okay.
Scotty Fletcher might talk into it. He talked a lot of people into some things, man.
Oh, Scotty.
Yeah. Eddie, go ahead.
I was just gonna be real quick and say, yeah, Jatoya Johnson, you were kind of dead on with her. She's a kid that when she's on, she's as good as anybody in that class. Just the consistency of her being consistent. It's all mental. But she's a special talent, man. The way she rebounds, her motor defends. She's got a good soft touch, can shoot the basketball. And she's definitely a kid that I think her best basketball is still ahead too. She's a kid that I think gets into the right college system and can definitely take off once she gets there. So, but now great list of people, man. Let's talk about shoes. I guess shoes is next, right?
Yeah, Snacks. Did you have anything you want? Because I know you trying to dip your finger and you dip your toe into the girls' thing. So or Gino, you know anybody else
Fingernail.
I just mentioned? Either one of y'all want to talk about? Either one of those.
Yeah, I keep rolling, man.
Okay, Snacks.
Y'all keep rolling.
All right, Shoes. Give me your 20 through 15 on the boys.
Okay. Well, in my present rankings, and they're going to change. I'm looking at my rankings here now, and there's going to be some movement. Most of the top 20 will probably stay in there. There are a couple guys just outside that have a possibility. I've done it, but I can't remember exactly how it shapes up, and I'm still fiddling with it.
Right. You're a Cowboy fan, right? You're a Cowboy fan, so we understand.
Yeah, yeah, all right. A couple of guys that were outside the rankings, the top 20, that's going to get some top 20 consideration. Will be, I had Reese Garrison from Olive Branch at 21. Reese is having a good, strong season. I look forward to seeing him Monday. I thought I was going to see him over Christmas, but the game got canceled at J. Stanford Spearman from Coffeyville, man, he's lighting it up there. He's a small school guy, but he's lighting it up. I gotta give some consideration to the numbers he's putting up there. They both were outside last time. They're gonna get some consideration for moving inside. I don't remember exactly how it shapes up, but I definitely got to give them some consideration. Right now, my bottom five were at 20. I had Jace O'Neal at Columbus. Like Jace, does good ball handler, point guard, capable of hitting the shot and getting to the rim. Play, seems to understand the game well. I like him. I watched him in a couple of different areas over the last year, and he kind of grew on me. I think he's gonna be I know he's already signed. I think he's in a one.
ICC.
Yeah, so I think he'll be a good player for him over there. At 19, I got Imaji Harden from Lanier. I like Imaji. He's just tough, hard-nosed, plays. He'd probably be a little higher if he did more guard things. He plays to win. He affects the game. He does a lot of stuff, but he's really a power wing. He's really a power wing and a point guard body, kind of. But he's great. He's a really, really good high school player. Next, this kid is gonna move up. He's gonna be a top 10 kid when I come back, probably. Zyler Clemens. I had him at 18 coming out the summer. He's definitely gonna jump up in the rankings. Zyler Clemens at Choctaw. He's had a really strong start of the season. He's kind of leveled out a little bit here lately, but people are game planning for him a little bit. But he's been really showed a lot of explosiveness throughout this year. The next kid I had in here was Montavious Hobbs, 6'7" forward at Mendenhall. I don't know if a lot of people have seen him. He's already signed with East Central. I like him. I like him a lot. He's gonna move up a little. He's a typical small town guy. He hasn't gotten out and played a lot for people to see him. He's kind of satisfied being around home, playing high school ball. He didn't play a lot of AAU. He played a little bit, I think, with SR1. But he just hasn't been seen a lot. I mean, he's 6'7", can shoot the three, got a nice frame. Can rebound the ball. I definitely think he's a guy that can be a Division I player. There is a possible Division I recruit out of high school, but he's just kind of under the radar because of, he hasn't played a lot, been seen a lot. At 16, I had David Washington, who I really, really liked from Starkville. Dave does a lot of things. I watched him since he was a sophomore starting over there. He's gotten better at his jump shot. His jump shot has gotten better a little bit every year. He's hard nosed. He'll rebound. He'll score it around the rim. And he just, he affects the game in a lot of ways. So those are my bottom five right there.
Martin, talk to us about Jason O'Neal. That's your guy at 20. Tell me your thoughts.
Jace, he's a kid who I done had the luxury to coach on the AAU side when I was doing with the boys. Jace a high IQ level player. I feel like he real versatile. He can play off the ball. He can handle the ball, play the point. He got an improving shot that he working on. But Jason, I think his strengths, he like to get to the rack. He can do that. I think a knock from something he need to improve on the college side. I think he need to put a little more weight on, for the next level when he go to college. He a little slim, but I do think his better years are ahead of when he do get to college. He gonna continue to get better. He get to learn some of the things that you learn on the college side. He continue to get better and have a chance potentially to be a D1 kid. I'm interested to see about him, and also too, I seen David. I done watched him a lot since he's like from the 7th grade coming on up. David and came a long way. He done blossomed into a nice player where he done, like he said, done develop his jump shot and all way. Been a junkyard dog over there starving. So them two players who I feel like on the next level they gonna excel that I don't watch to see for a while.
Let me say this. I mentioned with some guys that signed. Harden and Washington both signed with Holmes also already. Well, committed or signed. I think they both signed. I know they committed to Holmes. I think they both signed already.
Two big pickups for Jason Flanagan, and those guys both fit his style. Anybody else want to comment? Snacks, you want to comment on the guys that he mentioned?
Nah, he can keep rolling. I know he got a good bit on.
I saw Clemens this year. I thought Clemens had, I saw him first at our showcase last year. I think that's one of the people where he kind of had at our Talking Hoops and the Civ showcase. He kind of just blew up a little bit last year. And when I saw him at Snacks event, I think Snacks, he played at your Bassa event, didn't he?
Yeah, they played in it.
Yeah, they got punished, and I was surprised at that. And he didn't have the greatest showing. I thought he was just a little, and it may have been because of the score. I don't know if, to me, either he didn't understand the moment or he didn't step up to the moment, because he is talented. And I think he definitely warrants where you have him. But, and I know he's had some good games this year. It just so happens that game I was expecting more, and he kind of it looked like he was in chill mode.
Like I said, he started off with a bang during the season, and he's kind of leveled out a little bit lately. He hasn't been putting up I haven't seen or heard about him putting up the explosive numbers lately that he was putting up early. He's just been kind of solid lately. I missed that game, but yeah, I heard he did not have a really good performance at Bassel. He had a much better performance at Mississippi Hoop Challenge. He had a much better performance over there after Thanksgiving. So I don't know if he hitting the wall or what. And he was really good for Choctaw last year on their run to the semis of the 4A championship state tournament last year. He was their top player last year when they made the run to the 4A championship. So he had a great season last year also.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm a big David Washington fan. I love David Washington. I think he's a versatile kid who can play, who can guard 3 different positions. I'm a huge fan of Amaji Horton. I just think he's going to be a junkyard dog at the college, at the JUCO level. He's gonna be. He's just so tough. He'll be able to play some 3-4 even at that level. And what he does, he can run your point forward. He's a tremendous passer. He doesn't have like a ta handle, but he can handle it well enough. You ain't gonna take it from him. He gonna turn his body to the side. He gonna throw the long baseball pass. He really needs to become a better shooter. Really just knock it down. He needs to take 500 jumpers a day. He needs to make 500 a day, and he can really explode. So that's a very good list, Shoes. I didn't know the other kid, but I heard about him from Mendenhall, Jordan Whittington, and Coach Dylan over there picked up a early steal, it sounds like. All right, moving right along, back to the girls. We'll go 14 through 11. I did 6 the last time. I'll do 4. At 14, this young lady just picked up 1,000 points. Really skilled player. Like to see her body getting just tighten up her tone and tighten up her body. But she's a Division I talent. Had a Division I offer early, 5'10", wing player Madison Hughes from Center Hill. At 13, I have from New Site, 5'10", 5'11", Chloe Chisholm. Be honest with you, hadn't seen Chloe in a long time. Chloe's really talented though. Could be higher, to be honest with you. She's putting up very good numbers at New Site. Then at 12, this young lady just dropped back, but she's a Division I talent, has a Division I offer. Just got back from an ACL injury. Just got back from ACL, 5'10", 5'11". Brianna Black. She just played her first game after being out all year with an ACL. Didn't play this summer. I know she has a Mississippi Valley State offer. She will be a Division I player, in my opinion, at some point in her career. Had 10 points. Welcome back, Brianna Breezy Bree. Had 10 points in her game for Olive Branch. And then at 11, I think this 2025 has a really deep at the point guard spot. And this young lady who has just continued to she just moved up for my rankings for a lot. Every time I see her play, she gets better. I've watched her for a long time. From Yazoo City, 5'7", Ikemi Johnson. Absolutely love her. I think she's a Division I player right now. I think a place like Mississippi Valley should be all over her today. So talk to me, guys, about those 4, Cord, Eddie, and whoever else.
Go ahead, Cord.
Yeah. So you got Madison Hughes. What you got Madison Hughes at 14. I think she's a little bit higher, in my opinion. I always liked her game. I think she's a big guard, 2 or 3. Can really got a great feel for the game. Can really shoot it. Can get to the rack with the best of them, man. Her feel for the game is the best I've seen in this class. I just think she a high level prospect. I really like her game.
That's a big statement. Whoa, you just said her best feel is the best in this class. That's interesting because
she just know how to play the game. Like she just looked the part. She plays the game well. She can play multiple positions. She actually a really good shot blocker. So you can put her at multiple positions. She can get the job done. And what other kids you had at
Chloe Chisholm, Brown,
Chloe
Black,
Chisholm, Chloe Chisholm, she been solid for years. Brianna Black, man, coming back from ACL, man. I got to see some highlights of her. Look like she moving pretty good, man. Always cheering for that kid. Looking for her to come garnish a lot of attention in the second half of the season, man. Uh, Brianna Black, one of them kids too, could possibly be higher. She have been higher on the list, so Division I level talent, a lot of good talent right there. They just speak how good this class is.
I just want to say, EV, could you run through 11 through 20 real quick so some of the people that just jumped on, just who you have listed just from 11 through 20, if you don't mind.
At 11, we have Ikemi Johnson, 5'7" point guard from Yazoo City. 12, Brianna Black, 5'10", 5'11". Olive Branch, Chloe Chisholm at 13, 5'10", 5'11". New Site, Madison Hughes, 5'10", center Hill at 14. 15, Shania Fondren, 6 foot, South Panola. 16, Kelsey Magnum, 5'8", Brandon point guard. And 17, Zion Nelson, 6 foot from Terry. 18, Zion Harvey, 5'7", Vicksburg. 19, Jatoy Johnson, Clinton. And Alana Smith, 5'10", wing from South Haven.
I appreciate that. Hey, Court, once we finish this list, you've mentioned 2 players. Actually, you've mentioned 3 players. Brianna Black, you said should be high on the list, potentially, and she was. You also mentioned Madison Hughes, who should be higher on the list. And then you also mentioned Alana Smith. So what I want to do is once we get through these top 20, I want you to tell me who these kids should be ahead of. All right, let's move on, man.
I guess.
I'm waiting on that.
Hey, hold on. I mean, I can say that, but sometimes you just like, hey, you want them to be higher, or you see them being higher on the list. But sometimes, hey, the facts are the facts, and the player ahead of them could be better. But I
Yeah, for sure.
Madison Hughes and Lon Smith should be higher.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I love it.
I can see a lot. Like
That's what we do on this show.
EV know I'm gonna say that to him privately.
Yeah. Choose. Talk to us about your next 5.
Okay. The next 5. Okay. The next 5. This is where this is one of the spots where a lot of the shuffling is gonna start in my rankings. Going in October, when I released in October, at 15, I had Charles Wesley Leslie at Central High at 15, who is definitely gonna move up. He signed with Southern Miss. Hey, you signed D1, that says a lot, that means a lot. I've had a chance to watch him play a couple times this year. He is talented, he shoots the ball well. 6'6" guy that can shoot the ball really well. He's having a solid season. So he'll move up, if nothing more, based on the fact that he is a Division I signing. Same here with the next guy at 14 with JP Ball at Madison Central. He signed with Navy, with the Naval Academy at Division I signing. So they're gonna at least get some push off of those signings, the Division I offers and signings. But both of them are having really good seasons also. JP is playing Batman to Dylan Rose. I mean, playing, I ain't gonna say Robin. I'm gonna say he and Dylan are Superman and Batman out there for Madison Central right now, so they're trying to carry him. They've had some other guys out, and they've been trying to carry the load. JP is shooting the ball real well. He's been, and he's been playing real well for Madison. At 13, I had Javari and Malik from Callaway. Quick combo guard. He plays a lot of points for him. He can shoot the ball deep. It's kind of really quick in the open floor. I really like Mallard. He might be a victim of some other guys moving up. He might drop down a little, or maybe around the same area. Some others drop further. He's also a Holmes Community College signee. He's already signed with Holmes. At 12, I had Keelan Rich, the wing for Pascagoula. He's having a really good season. Pascagoula kind of balanced. They got 2 or 3 guys that they spread the ball around really good, but he's been shooting it really well. Long wing that I think can possibly play some Division I ball. Like I say, just having a really solid season. And at 11, I really like this guy. Figure out where I'm gonna slide him. Already at 11, may move up a couple slots. Tim Holiday at Itawamba HS, 6'2" wing that can really score the ball, explosive score. Up there at Itawamba, man, he can put the ball in the hole. That's my 11. At the present time, it's 11 through 15. But this, like I said, this is what some shuffling is gonna happen. From 8 through 15 is where most of the shuffling is gonna probably happen in my rankings. Guys move up and down.
Snacks, talk to us about Tim Holiday, because I know you've seen him, haven't you? Snack still with us?
Snacks.
Or is he taking a break? Anybody want to comment on the boys? I'll comment then. JP Baldwin, I've had a chance to see him play a couple times this year. The Navy signing, 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", shoot the basketball, athletic. I agree with you. Being a Division I signee, definitely is worthy of being a top 15 player. He's done a very good job. You know, the little bit I've seen him play, you know, I think he has a very good body. I think he's a college ready type kid. He's gonna go in and get a chance to play. I think he could potentially be a ninth man, ninth man as a freshman.
Yeah.
Potential, he could be a red shirt guy, but he could be a 5 to 8 minute guy early on. The Wesley kid hadn't seen a lot of him. Obviously signed to Southern Miss, so he has to, be pretty solid. Hadn't seen Holiday at all. Don't know if he came and hit me in the face, I wouldn't know who he was. I hadn't seen him recently. If I did know him, Keelan Rich, I remember him as a ninth grader. Hadn't seen much of him lately. Mallard, Javar. He just seemed like he's an 8-year senior as Callaway. He's been around forever.
He's been playing forever, ain't he?
And he's been playing no basketball, man. I'm telling you, he probably played Eddie's league before Eddie's league even became a league. I mean, he's just been playing a lot of ball. And I think, the one thing about Barr, he's a kid. You have to be very careful when you watch a kid like Barr because he's been so good so long. You begin to, he levels out and you start to say, has he gotten better? Is he the same kid he was a year ago? And you can as a recruiter, you can miss on how good he really is because you may think he hadn't gotten any better. So it's almost better for a kid like him for fresh eyes to see him. You know what I mean? Somebody's never seen him before. You'd be like, oh, yeah.
I haven't gotten any better don't mean you ain't good.
Right, exactly.
Because I would like to see him be a more consistent 3-ball shooter. I think he's really a mid-range assassin. He's another kid that I think, again, Flanagan and Marcus up there, they do a good job of recruiting. That's another good. Those are 3 good pickups for Holmes.
Yeah.
And you want to say anything about either
I
one?
just want to ask. Yeah, we can move on. I just got a quick question for Shoes. Shoes mentioned a couple of young men who are probably going to be moving up in his updated rankings. Obviously securing the Division I offers. I know the answer to this question, Shoes, because I've been in your seat before for several years. Do you sometimes miss one? Or for me, one of the things I would always get, people would always get upset, and I get emails and messages and stuff on Twitter, and I would always say sometimes the answer to that question is I can miss. Yeah, we do miss certain kids. I'm not saying that that's the situation with those guys. You obviously had them in your rankings. But for me, I always based it on when I saw a kid. It was my rankings. Yeah. Do I value your opinion, Shoes? If you told me, Eddie, there's a kid from Boca Chica, Mississippi, she can play, man, you need to go take a look. Absolutely. If Evie said, man, I don't like, it's that I don't like her, Eddie, I love her. And Cord and all these guys were big in me taking feedback from them. But sometimes when I see them, they may not perform to that, they may have great games, but a lot of times it's when you see them, Shoes. Sometimes you may see them. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead. I'm just agreeing with you, Carlos.
Yeah. And so a lot of times people don't understand when people are evaluating a player's ability, doing it is just like a college coach. A college offensive recruiting coordinator can bring that head coach over to the court to watch that kid play, and that recruiting coordinator seen that kid tear ass, and then the head coach there, they throw an egg, and the head coach, I don't want to pull the trigger because that kid didn't play well at the right time. So that happens a lot of time. But I was just curious with those guys specifically.
I don't feel like I know everything. I can't miss it. I'm sure I miss sometime. I mean, sometimes I'm looking at a guy and they don't do it for me. But down the line, you look up and that kid been turned into a heck of a player and putting up and playing his behind off in college. I've had a couple of those I wasn't very enamored with that ended up being pretty good.
Yeah. I appreciate the honesty, man, because a lot of people don't have humility like that. They feel like they know everything, and we do miss them. EV miss them all the time. Back to our regular schedule program.
I ain't got no problem. Comments, we ain't heard from you. Make sure you got any comments, please. Feel free to live stream my chatters. Jump on, say whatever you need to say. Now, let me make this disclaimer before as I go into 10 to up into number 1. From now on, I want to make this disclaimer. In my opinion, besides the top 2, I really believe the top 2 I have right. But from 3 to these next 10, you can flip a coin. So I want to make that clear. For these next 3 to 10, you can flip a coin. The first 2, I think they're no-brainers. I think they are no question. I'm gonna go all the way to bat. I'm done deal. But these 3 to 10 right here, there's gonna be obviously some disagreement. It can be whatever you want to, I ain't tripping on however you want to, whatever your thoughts are. But for me, starting at 10, I don't, and these kids here, like I said, I think every one of these kids will play Division I basketball at some point. Every one of them have been recruited and been talked to me personally by college coaches, and several of them have signed Division I. And
TV.
Several of them turned down 2 D1s. Yes.
Is in a this is a question like any kids like who rank, are they on like losing teams versus like player being on winning team? Like,
yes. Well, yes.
Plenty of them.
Do that? Somebody like want to know, do that kind of like determine something to do with the ranking where you put them at versus being higher or lower?
No, not for me. I can't. I don't punish kids for being on a losing team. Me personally, I don't. So there are a couple of kids on here that are on their team doesn't have a winning record this year, but the girl is a winner. Like Madison Hughes, I don't know if Center Hill has a winning record right now, but Madison Hughes is, I'm not going to punish Madison Hughes for them not having a winning record. I'm not going to punish, so that answers the question for me. All right, at number 10, this young lady's a flat out dog, junkyard dog. Don't like her, love her. All these kids I don't like but love. 5'3" from Belmont, Carly Brock. Carly Brock, the ambidextrous point guard, had a Division I offer, decided to go. Where did she go, Corey?
ICC.
ICC. She committed to ICC. They did a great job. Robin Porter and Jamila Sanders and Demelia Sanders and my girl Diamond Rags did a great job in getting her to commit over there with them. She'll do great things over there as the point guard. That's Carly Brock. At number 9, as you know, a couple of these girls I had tied, so I untied them as seniors. This young lady's a 5'6" combo guard at Tupelo. She's MVP of state championship, Nadia Norfleet. Nadia, I think, out of the 3 young ladies who I had tied, is the better scorer out of all of them. I think she's more of a combo than a point, but I think she can play point. She's really, really good. Got several JUCO offers. Has a Mississippi Valley State offer as well. And then we have at number 8, who I think is the best pure point guard in the state. And for me, when I look at a kid that gonna run your team, that'll pass the basketball, get people where they need to get to, it's gonna be tough as nails. And that's 5'3", 5'4" Johanna Wilson, aka.
Are you crazy? At number 8, are you crazy?
I told you. Can I finish my list?
Oh, it's gonna be some debates going down, but let them finish it.
Yeah, you're gonna have your debate here in just a minute. I have her at number 8 because I have, as you'll see in a minute, I have my bigs. I got the bigs going.
Here we go.
All right, and number 7, this young lady has had a phenomenal career, and it's just a shame that she doesn't have a plethora of Division I offers. And I don't say it. I don't say it Uh, I said just being fair and truthful. If she'd have played with the right AU organization, she would have, and that would have been with all in. She would have had a plethora of divisional offers, and that's Caitlin Hall from Coahoma County. She was unfortunate, because it's an unfortunate situation. She went over and played uh, with another program. Well, it's the Alabama Southern Stars. That's just what it is. That's a fact. And at the end of the day, uh, and I'll say this, and this is not trying to do a shameless plug, and people can say it's a shameless plug, but there are only a certain kids that go over into Alabama from Mississippi, and they're going to take care of you. They're not going to take care of you like home is. Caitlin Hall should have every mid-major in the 6-hour radius uh, in basketball. There's no question. She's really skilled. She can rebound. Here's a young lady who's had over 1,500 rebounds. She should be even higher, to be honest with you. Rebound, shot block. She can score inside out. And it's unfortunate that she doesn't have the Division I attention that she should have. And at 6, and these are all kids I had tied, and I untied it. Another kid that's a Division I talent from Starkville, 6 foot, Zariah Edwards, aka Big Z. So go ahead, you guys can go ahead. And so I had Carly Brock at 10, Nadia Norfleet 9, JoJo, Caitlin Hall, and Big Z. So go ahead, Eddie. You already jumped in. Tell me your thoughts.
Hey, you want me to go first, Cord, or how you want to do this, man? Because
I want you to go first.
You want me to go first. So here's
want you to go first, Ed.
Well, first of all, let me just piggyback on what Evie said before. Let me just go ahead and throw the what he say, the baby with the bat, whatever he say, the baby out. First of all,
don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
That's right. First of all, let me just say this right now. For all of these people who feel like I've got to go play with this particular AAU team or this particular program or whatever the case may be, it is a tragedy, an absolute tragedy, in my opinion, the way Caitlin Hall has been promoted, or lack thereof. Shit.
Shout out to Thomas Williams though. He been ESPN Tom. He been doing a good
yes,
job.
He
good job promoting his girls down there in the Delta.
He does.
Shout out to Tom, man. Shout out to Tom.
Yeah, he's done a great job. For a kid of that ability to have played on the EYBL circuit for 3 years and to be absolutely, first of all, one of the biggest respects that you can have in basketball is the respect of your peers. Not only does people in state don't know about her, there's a lot of girls in state. When you start to talk about Carly Brock, Johanna, Nadia Norfleet, Jay Rucker, Macy Pfeiffer, those names register. Don't nobody know anything about this kid. And it's unless we're talking about her, right? It's an absolute freaking tragedy what happened with that kid. For 3 freaking years to have no steam, no traction, no nothing behind them. But at the end of the day, if the parents like it, what they say, hell, I gotta freaking love it. I'm off my damn soapbox about that crap. Now back to you, Evie. If there's 7 kids in the state that's better than Johanna Wilson, I damn sure would like to see them. This kid, to me, has poured her blood, sweat, and tears into Callaway for the past several years. She's a 2-time Dandy Dozen. I asked Gabe the question earlier today because he's seen her play a lot. She's 2-time Dandy. I asked Gabe the question. I said, Gabe, since we've watched Johanna play against some of the top kids in the country, in state, out of state, wherever, she's played all over, been doing it for a long time. I said, Gabe, have you ever seen the opposite point guard outplay Johanna on the circuit? And the answer to that question was not no. And Gabe don't curse. I think Gabe might have said, hell, I ain't quite sure Gabe cursed me out. I don't want to go on record that nigga cursed me. Oh, my bad. That Negro cursed me. But I almost think he cursed me out when I asked him that question.
Line show now. This ain't CJ about a bid now.
Ain't nobody ever done ball played that girl. There has never been another opposite point guard on the other side on the circuit that outplayed her. Phenomenal talent. I guess our top 10 is a lot better than what I thought. If Carly Brock is number 9 or 10, I'm sorry, and Nadia Norfleet is 9, that 2025 top 10, which isn't a deep class, after 20, that top 10 must be really damn good. So we'll see who the rest of the top 5 are. But anyway, those 3 guards are phenomenal. And I know they've been tied and been right there. And I do think we've all come to agreements that Johanna Wilson has kind of taken a step ahead of maybe the others. I hate to speak for somebody, but the great Ron Nichols, who's been watching girls basketball since before all of us was born, he's a legend in the state. At Pontotoc came to me after the game and he said, "Hey Eddie, I'm gonna tell you." He said, "You've been saying it, and I've heard other people say it." He said, "I really watched Johanna today, JoJo." He said, "That girl is really one of the best guards that he's seen." And so that's saying a lot coming from him. But anyway, Corey, go ahead, man. I want to say some more, but I'm gonna respect Pastor. Go ahead.
Man, you said a lot too. I really would like to. We'll say this for another time. So I really would like to dig deep into that. You said Caitlin Hall, don't have the notoriety that I feel like she had. Because you got to think, if you had her at number 3 at one point,
Right.
everybody's about highly of her. And to be honest, she's still a very, very good player. Honestly, I think there's a lot of people. Folks got to be humble sometimes and just say, you know what, y'all was right. You know what I'm saying? But nobody wants to do that sometimes. So, you kind of got to leave it be. I would say this. I always been a Nadia Norfleet fan. I love Carly Brock to death. I feel like I always been a Nadia Norfleet player in that group. But JoJo has been performing 2-time Danny Does and Will and her team, and by her playing on Callaway, which is not as loaded as Tupelo. You got to give her some credit. So I hear it. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. My ranking's definitely a bit different. It's some people I already know. Evie finna mention in father of the line, and it's finna get a little spicy. I'm gonna have to put a little hot sauce on these chips, dog. Cause I'm gonna be honest, Evie. I know who you got, and I'm just gonna leave it alone right now, man.
Well,
All
like
right,
I
Eddie.
said, I have to, like I said at the beginning of this, before I went these 10, I said the only 2 that I would say are no brainers are the first, are the 1 and 2 for me. And I said the rest of them, you can flip a coin. I said that. And then also I'll say, like I say to so many parents that are, get themselves caught up in a wad, it's their top 10 out of 500 girls in the 2025 class. So that means they're in the top 5 percentile.
EB, you don't even got to say that because let's just be honest. The parents, y'all on here right now, want y'all to hear me good. Y'all are biased. Y'all are biased. Like sometimes I be biased to the kids I see the most. Like really be honest, I be biased to kids I see the most or biased to kids I coach. Y'all are super biased. So sometimes you just gotta leave it alone and you gotta ask yourself, man, is this kid really better? You gotta look yourself in the mirror and your kid. Bring your kid to the mirror too. And just look, both of y'all look
Every
in the mirror.
parent think they kid the best thing since sliced bread.
Yep.
And all I did is I put the guards I put the bigs ahead of the guards. That's all I did. But anyway, shoot. One of you.
All right. All right. Well, like I said earlier, I'm getting into the top 10 here. I'm gonna say this. My top 7 ain't changing hard. I got to make one decision on a player, but the top 7 is locked in pretty much in the state. I feel to me. Between 10 and 8, there'll be some guys that gonna shift around a little bit. Like I said, some guys down gonna move up. But my top 7, they pretty much locked in. I think that's where maybe and there's some guys that's right there with them, maybe, but those 7, they get that. I believe them. But at 10, I had 10 in October. I had Quayshawn Taylor from Pascagoula. He transferred from Moss Point to Pascagoula. I had him at 10. He had a very good summer. He hasn't been as productive for the high school team. It's like during the season. It looked like something is missing, something he hasn't figured out yet. He signed with Jones. He's already signed with Jones Community College, so he's already signed. Pascagoula is one of the better teams in the state. But he was there coming out of the summer. He had been explosive, looked explosive all summer, but he's leveled off a little, hasn't figured it out, his rollout or his how to be productive with him yet. So he'll probably drop. He's going to drop a little. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He's gonna drop himself. At 9, I got Demetrius Duffy. Tupelo, the Colin signee. I love Demetrius. I mean, man, if he was 3 inches taller, I know everybody. He'd definitely be signed a Division I scholarship. I still think he's good enough for Southland and SWAC and those guys. He could be a difference maker for any one of those in any one of those leagues, Southland, SWAC, or High Valley. I definitely feel like he could, but he's a little under the radar. We know about him in the state, North Mississippi, but I just don't think he's gotten a very good opportunity to really catch a lot of eyes. Off season during the summer and things. So that's probably one of the things that hurt him. But he'll be right around where he's at, maybe a slot higher, right around in there. At 8 was Mattis Noblet. Mattis has had a solid season in Ocean Springs. He's averaging about 14, 15. He doesn't have a lot around him. He's taking a step back because of, last year he had a few more guys around him. He had the point guard I think he's at Northwest Mississippi. And without the guard and these other guys, I watched him at the tournament in Gulfport, man. He just, he didn't play. He didn't take a lot of bad shots. He didn't force anything. Starkville was sending 2 players at him. Every time he got the ball. So he's gonna drop a little, but I think he's committed. Maybe signed with Mississippi Gulf Coast already. He had a lot of smoke coming into the season, coming out of last season, coming into the season. Made Danny Dozen, but he's kind of leveled off, and it hasn't been as explosive. He had a few good games, but it's just been a solid season for him. At 7, I got Braylon Barnes from Brandon. I love Braylon, 6'4" wing, can shoot it. He's averaging about 21 a game right now, man. He's carrying Brandon. They started the season all kind of up and down, and we look up and they like 5-0 in the region. They just when it comes to region play, they just win. They just win, baby. And then at 6 is Phil Nelson from Ridgeland. Man, one of the top guards in the state, top combo, can play some point. I think he's definitely a Division I guy. All the low majors in the state are missing on him. I understand why some haven't bit, but some of the others they just missing. And the ones out of state. He's another kid that was true to his AAU program. And if he'd have played with another program, he might have got a little more smoke. But I'm not gonna say anything negative about him being true to the program he was with. They were good to him. They tried to get him out and get him seen and some things, but you can go to the right tournaments, and sometimes they just don't come to your game, because you don't have any name value.
That's it. It's all about, and here's the thing, and this is where you talk about. And it's like you said, no disrespect, because I love Phil, but it is about who you know. So you do have to get with, that's just a part of it too. That's a
part of it, I'm gonna be honest. We here, I don't sugarcoat it. I was out in Augusta. They went to Augusta Live. They played. They were in the same gym with Alabama Challenge, ISO Joe's, other teams in there, big name teams, with a lot of coaches in there. 4 games going on at a time. They just didn't have coaches sitting at their games. Maybe 1 or 2 somebody might float over there later and take a view. But they never just had a bunch of coaches sitting at their games. They didn't have the jazz to get for people to want to go watch them. And they did a great job of trying to put them in. They went out on the radar. They went out to Augusta Live. They played. the team did a great job of trying to put him in a position. And Phil played great out there, but just nobody watched their games.
That's important. And who you got at 5?
I'm making my top 5. I got to go my top 5. I'm probably 6. I did 5. 10. That's 5 there. You the one can't count for 5. You the one can't count for
5. That's right. So that was great. Yeah, that was a great segue. I love Phil Nelson. I agree with you. I think he's a Division I kid all day long. Obviously, we can see why Jackson State wouldn't take him. They bring in, Mike Williams. But there's no reason that Alcorn, Mississippi Valley. There's no reason that Southeastern Louisiana's of the world, North Alabama's.
No reason they're not knocking his door down.
Right. He's a kid. He is a combo. I think he'll get better playing with Darren Wilson at ICC. He signed there. D. Will does.
That's right. He signed there already.
With them. Braylon Barnes, I agree with you. I think that's another kid people are missing out. Long, can shoot it. 6'4", can almost pass for 6'5",
Yeah. Long arms, shoots it out to the 3.
I agree with you. I think you're spot on. Noblix didn't get a chance to see much of him lately, but I can see what you're saying. Kind of fell off. May have fallen off. I don't know if he's fallen off or not, but you know more about that than me. Demetrius Duffy, all day long, Jackson State, Alcorn. He would be a stud in the SWAC. Don't know why he's not. Like, he's right now 6'5", and he can play the 4 at that level all day long.
All day long.
Can step out and hit the 3. He's just a bucket getter. He just knows
block shots, rebound.
Yeah. Snacks, you still with us, man? Talk to us about them. You still with us, or you gone?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
Talk to us about those, man. We've been missing you. We asked you about the other one. You was gone. I don't know much about Quayshawn Taylor, but talk to us about Phil Nelson. I know you know about Phil and Braylon Barnes and whoever else you want to mention.
Oh yeah, I think Phil, of course, Phil is real good. I definitely think that he's a Division I kid. He got a lot of untapped potential, but I know that he'll continue to develop as he progresses through his college, his college years. I think he do a lot for that Riedland team. I think he kind of they motor that team. They kind of make them very, very good. Quayshawn Taylor, I'm with shoes on that. Like he looked kind of different in the summer than he do when he played with his high school team. But he is really good.
He's really talented.
Yeah. He can be like one of them guys that, like you say, he can give you a multi-dimensional looks. He can put on the floor some. He got good footwork. He got size, so he can switch and guard guards too. So I think he a nice valuable piece that as he get better, I think that he can definitely like go Division I too. Because Shoes, I'm gonna ask you, do you think he better than? Do you think how much better, or if he is better than Avery Thomas? I know Avery could shoot it probably better than he can, but just outside of just the shooting, what you think?
Can't hear you, Shoe.
Okay, I had to unmute myself. I had muted because I had the phone. I'm gonna call you back, Seth. Who you asking me about, Snacks? I was having the phone.
Hold on. Tell Seth to come on the show instead of calling people.
He don't even know we on. He probably don't even know we on.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
asked you about Avery Thomas. About
Avery who?
Quayshawn Taylor. Like I was just comparing. I was saying Avery.
No, I think Avery's better. I mean, Quayshawn, man, Avery shot it. He rebounds it, and he just had a better feel for the game all last season than Quayshawn is showing right now. I mean, the talent, the raw talent is probably close. I don't think Quayshawn shoots it like Avery. Avery can shoot it. I don't think he shoots it like, well, during the summer he showed some moments, but he's way more athletic than Avery. He's way more athletic than Avery. I mean, he's a high riser. Avery's long, but he's not as athletic as Quayshawn. But I think that Avery just, handles it, and he handles it, shoots it better, and he's just a heck of he rebounds the heck out of it. So I think there's a difference in him and Quayshawn to me.
So Snacks, I got to jump in on this one. Are you saying that that's your comparison right there? Because I just happened to see, me and you both saw Avery Jones the other day in a high level game at Itawamba the other night, and he went to. I mean, he was a nice piece for Jones. I mean, he hit the tray ball, dunked you very much with the left hand, long. I mean, is this kid? Because I've never seen the kid play at all. Are you saying he's on his level?
I don't think he's very far though. I think
Okay.
I give him the nod, but I don't think he's just that far though.
Okay. That's big then. I like to see
You
that.
give who the nod? Snacks.
Avery.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that he was better shooter. I was just asking. I
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
saying like,
I think Avery was the big miss last year. Everybody missed on him. I mean, everybody missed on him. There's no reason Avery Thomas is playing JUCO ball. There's no reason he should be playing JUCO ball.
1,000% agree with you. I personally think that Avery Thomas, in my opinion, and I know y'all may disagree with this, me personally, I liked especially the Avery Thomas I saw last night or 2 nights ago. It is looking better than Devin Reed did coming out of high school.
He does. He did. He looked better last year than Devin Reed. He looked better at the end of the senior year than Devin did coming out.
What's your thoughts, Snacks?
ooh, I don't know about that one.
I knew. That's why I said it. I knew. I knew you was gonna give me a little pushback. That's why I said it. I just wanted to hear what you had to say. No problem.
Avery was definitely the big miss last year. He was definitely the big miss last year.
Yes, he was. Huge miss. There's nowhere in the world that kid shouldn't be playing Division One.
But he won't be in JUCO for 1 year. He's already got a lot of folks all over him. He's probably gone after this year.
And if he's now, I just want to make this clear. If he is waiting on anything else, then I'm just gonna be honest. Like Avery Thomas is a legit. He needs to go wherever he's got good looks. Can he play high major? Yes, he could be the boy, a Derek Fountain type kid. So I want to make it clear. He could be Devin. In my opinion, he could be a Derek Fountain. But I think that he can go and get minutes right away at a La Tech, places like that, who was at the game the other day, right away. I think he would go there and that's to me is his best fit, me personally, where he could go and potentially start for 2 out of the 3 years, if not 3 years. I think he's pretty good. So anyway, finally, the final 5. Eddie, y'all back? Eddie, you went back to the jungle, or I see Cord is back on. Okay, here's Eddie. There he is. He had to go get a snack. At 5, Miss Basketball, signed with ICC, had a phenomenal summer. Should be playing Division I basketball, but I'm not going to go into that. Turned down the Division I offer to go JUCO, so that's a little different. From Boonville, 6'2", Sanaya Cook can shoot the 3. I think that's the one thing to me that edged her out over Zariah. She showed that she could shoot the 3. She shot the 3 well over the summer. Just recently playing in Pontotoc, she can score on the block. She's going to be a very good. She'll be a Division I player whenever she gets done at ICC. At number 4. This young lady, I got several calls this summer. She's this high for me because of her motor and just the interest that she had. A lot of D1s, especially in the SWAC level. She's a SWAC level player from West Jones, won a state championship. Actually beat a couple years ago, beat Callaway in the state championship game. Her sophomore year, Jakira Duckworth. Lefty long, and then at number 3 from Lamar Christian, a 6-footer. And here's another one. and I think I may have spelled her name wrong on my paper, but Araya Grace. Araya Grace, at one time, Eddie, you remember you had her number one coming in as a ninth grader. She's another one over to the Southern Stars. And I just have to mention this is no hate. This is not a hate. This is facts because people need to know the facts. The young lady went over, she had several Division One offers when she was over with in Eddie's program. And again, what she was just talking about, it's about where you, who's going to promote you, who do you know, who's going to look out and say that kid is the kid. She has, to me, probably the most college-ready body out of any of the kids right now. A wing, can shoot the basketball, streaky shooter, but she can shoot it. I got her at number 3, and then at number 2, this young lady. Now, again, remember I said 3 through 10. We can argue, no problem. I have no qualms with anybody arguing about 3 through 10. You know, you can call me whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't got no problem. But these next 2, you can put this in your pipe and smoke it. At number 2, signed with Middle Tennessee State from Ingomar. She's won 12 state championships. It seems like she's been in high school forever, been playing since the 3rd grade. I mean, she probably will have 8,000 points in high school. She's Miss Volleyball, Miss Basketball, Gatorade Player of the Year, Macy Pfeiffer. She's a kid that I have seen her improve. At one point, I was wondering, could she hit the outside shot? She says, yes, EB, I can hit the outside shot. Then I wondered how athletic she was going to be. She showed, yes, I've gotten more athletic, and she signed with a very good mid-major program at Middle Tennessee State. She's going to be a very good college basketball player. And the number 1 player in 2025 class, she's a young lady who battled back with injuries. You know, I had both of them tied this year. I think she has proven to me that she has just stepped out. She had several Power 5 offers, along with some mid-major plus offers. Could have gone Power 5, turned down Mississippi State, and ended up to go and sign with Austin Peay. She was one of those things with her parents, felt like Austin Peay was the better fit, and that's 6'1" wing Jade Rucker. So that is my top class of 25, top 20. Number 1 being Jade Rucker from Tupelo. Have at it, Eddie and Corey. Talk to me about my top.
Is Jade missed any games? Is she out right now?
Yeah, she is out. She's got an ankle injury right now.
She hurt it at Clinton. She hurt it at Clinton right before New Year's. I was out there when she hurt it. She hurt it late in the game.
Yeah, sure did.
Go ahead, Corey. I'm gonna let you start off, man. I'm coming behind you this time.
Sanaya Cook going up, rightfully so. Had a very good summer. Sanaya Cook developed her game. She's able to stretch it out and be a legit stretch 4 at the Power 5 level. I mean, not Power 5 level, I'm sorry. Division 1 level, I'm sorry. But hey, you know, sky's the limit if she keep working. So um number 4, you had a kid that garners a lot of attention early. You know, haven't really heard much, haven't seen much lately, but you know, yeah, it just might be me. Then you have a kid in the Grace that another kid I'm happy to see some stuff coming in though. Some points that she's scoring some good numbers and stuff. So I'm seeing that lately. I didn't see it before, but you know, I think some of the other kids is down in that they got some better body at work. But Sanaa Cook, rightfully so, she came from she put the work in, so she rightfully so should be at number 5, maybe higher, maybe 3. I think she should be 3. So that's me. Hey, number 2 and 1. We've been talking about Jay Rook and Mason Fight for years. It's like we just gonna see them out, man. They on their farewell tour to go off in the Division 1 ball. And man, it's gonna be we're gonna hate to lose them in this state, but we glad to see them go do big things at the next level. Go ahead. You look like you disturbed right there.
No, I'm good, man. I agree. Uh, Cook was one of those kids that I was talking about earlier with shoes. Everybody's seen her good games, and when I saw her, she was just okay. I waited even the summer, the first event. Then I got a chance to see her a little bit later, and I was like, oh. And then this weekend at Punta or a couple of weekends ago, against Caroline, one of the top players in the country. She handled her business. Man, she showed everything. And so I definitely see her being a kid. If I was doing the top five, my top five would look like this. Jay Rucker and Macy Pfeiffer. The one thing, EV, I do agree with them on. Ain't nothing to talk about with 1 and 2. Macy Pfeiffer, Jay Rucker. I'm sorry, Jay Rucker, Macy Pfeiffer will be my 1 and 2. Number 3 will be Sanaya Cook. 4, Johanna Wilson. And 5, Big Z from Starkville would have been my top 5. I think Macy Pfeiffer didn't play summer basketball this year. She's a kid who probably could have went out and garnered more had she played, but for whatever reason, what I like about her and Jay Rucker is they did it their way. They didn't seem to get caught up in the big schools and whatever
Man.
those coaches got develop a relationship with them, and they went to the school that they felt was the best fit for them, and which is very important. As far as anyway, man, I'm not gonna be negative, man. I want to, but I'm not gonna go there, Court.
Well,
But
I just want to say this for Jay, and y'all piggyback off this with me. Shout out to Brian Rucker and Jay Rucker, man, and Paige, man. Um, they did it the real ground level way. Like they didn't go running to anything to say, "Hey, look at my kid, come get offers, come offer my kid." They did it the real way. And Jay had some injuries too young, and she still came back and didn't. And it wasn't no panic mode. It always was steady.
Crock pot parents.
Yeah, it wasn't never panic for Brian. And what I want parents to understand and listen to me good. If Jay Rucker's a talent, man, great talent. But if you got that type of talented kid too, we can do it for you right here. We did it for Jay. Like Jay was a kid we looked at like, come here, baby, we got you. And we took care of business. It can be so many other kids we can do that for, but y'all didn't sit tight. Y'all want to run and panic. Oh, my kid, she in 8th grade. She didn't get a Division 1 offer this year.
what?
So what? So
Well,
what?
let's just be honest. When I was doing the rankings, Araya Grace was the number. Araya Grace was trending upward. The beginning of her stardom was about to happen in our program. She was becoming a household name and left the state. And the path that Jay Rucker took on an independent team versus the path that nothing wrong with where Araya Grace is going. There's nothing wrong with JUCO. JUCO has its place. She's a phenomenal basketball player, but there is no way in hell that she shouldn't have the same options that Jay Rucker has. Period. Period.
I actually in the first showcase when they went head to head, she outplayed Jay that game.
She outplayed it. Yep. She outplayed her that day.
That day she outplayed her. And at the end of the day, you can say, well, Evie, why you bring it up? Because the narrative we have to tell the truth. And
Terrible narrative. Terrible narrative.
Evie's picking on Southern Stars. I'm not, but when you make statements, the Southern Stars went out and made a statement that they're the only Nike program in 3 states. That's not true. That was not true. That statement that they made. India Bourne went over there. There's several. These are the facts. India Bourne went over to the Southern Stars, started with on Madison Booker's team, played, didn't get one Division 1 offer, comes and plays with Mississippi All In, and in 2 tournaments, 2 weekends, she had 5 mid-major Division 1 offers, and she's starting and playing at Southeast Missouri State. These are the facts. What am I saying? What I'm saying is go where people will look out for you and take care of you. There's nobody gonna love Mississippi kids like Mississippi people. I don't know why people don't understand that. There's not.
I want to chime in on that because I see the boys. We see a lot. You can't fault the kids for wanting to play Adidas Gold and EYBL, but I see too many of our guys go play out of state and they don't get what I call a fair shake. Right. They when you go, I'm gonna say it now. I'm not gonna. The one person I'm not gonna criticize is her. Hurt, when he gets them, he plays our guys. He treats our guys fair.
Yeah.
Randy down in Louisiana, they don't give a darn about our boys. They're gonna play them Louisiana boys first every time. They're gonna make our guys role players. And that happens when you go to a lot of places. Now, some places, when you're a dominant player, they might have to play you. But if you ain't the dominant player, if you ain't playing with somebody that's really got your best interest in mind, you're gonna end up just as a body out there, and you're easy to get overlooked. It happens to the boys too. Now, I feel like part of the problem with the boys has been, I'm just gonna say it, since Omar died, we ain't had a prime team from the playoffs.
Right.
Since Omar died. So it's been, there was a great loss. Maybe
a big loss.
Don't like his ways or whatever. That was a great loss.
Yeah. And let me make this statement, because and to be fair to the Southern Stars, since we brought them up. So when people go back and share this with them,
but Evie, it's not even necessarily about the Southern Stars.
Some Sambos and some Nicoles are already sending him the information to go back and say what we're saying. So there ain't gonna be some Sambos going back over there to tell him, yes, as sure as I'm fat and black. Go ahead.
So let me say this. I understand going to play on that if you want to go play on that EYBL circuit. I understand that completely. I get it. It's the best. It's clearly the best. Some of the best talent is on the Nike EYBL. I do believe the boys is at a whole nother level than the girls, but I still say go do it. But once you realize that you're not getting what you should be getting, that's when you got to come and make a business decision. Go ahead. That's one thing I can respect about Joe Kelly. I didn't like it at the time per se.
Let's speak on it.
We spent a lot of time, but I can respect what Joe did because he did talk to us. He goes over, plays on the EYBL circuit. He got that taste out of his mouth.
What did he say, Evie? What did he say all the time? I had to get it out of my system.
He got it out of his system. But he saw that. He realized, and this is where I give him a lot of credit for. He realized, because he played, and we talked about all the 40 to 50 college coaches, man, everybody, Don Staley, you name it, was watching the games, but there were still no offers. Now you can say, you can say, well, EB, she wasn't good enough. That's possible. But all over the country, I've been doing this a long time with grassroots. It is about how the program director or that relationship, the relationships, the FBC right now is, everybody's heard of FBC. You can best believe they have a lot of what we call relationship offers, non-committable offers. See, this is us telling the truth of the thing. And so at the end of the day, that happens all over.
And it goes back to that question we all hate. Who else done offer them? If you can get your player some offers, somebody else can offer.
That's exactly right.
True.
Yeah, that's right.
Go back to that question we all hate.
See, we have to be honest. And at the end of the day, it's obviously Doug Bush and Southern Stars have done a great job with a lot of those with their kids. But when it comes to our kids, when we look at Madison Booker, no question, is a star and would have been a star regardless. Did going to play on EYBL help her nationally? Yes, I want to make that clear. Yes, it did. It helped her as far as McDonald's and different things like that. I can't argue with that. But could Madison, with her talent, would she have been able to be in Texas and places like that if she'd stayed over here with us? Absolutely, she would have. Why? It's her talent. She's talented. She's unbelievable. We don't have, and I've said this plenty of times, I've been Madison's biggest fan. There's not a bigger fan outside of her parents to Madison Booker than me. I've been talking about her for years, and these guys know it. Madison Booker is super talented. But outside of her, and we can go with Debrisha Poe, who else, when you look at Kennedy Davis, who now has 5 mid-major offers because she ended up going to Tyler JUCO and she got 5 mid-major offers. Are you telling me?
What about you went to Trinity Valley?
Trinity Valley. Are you telling me that she couldn't have got those 5 offers playing on the EYBL? Then you can't tell me that because I know how the thing works. She ain't improved that much. She hasn't. So why? What happened? Wasn't a Mississippi. She was a Mississippi kid. That's all. That's the way I look at it. That's it could be something else. Has she improved? Yes, she's improved. But could she have gotten those? Should she have gotten those offers playing on the EYBL? Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I got a question though.
Mhm.
All right, tell me this. Since I know you was on the topic of like the offering situation, like with the relationship type of offers, are you a fan of that, or are you like, or do you, like, are you a fan of it? Like, do you think it need to continue to be done? Like, if it's not a situation where that's gonna be committable for that kid when that kid gets to the 12th grade and you look up and that kid got that and then they fizzle out and it kind of seem like they wouldn't really want that, or do you think you use them relationships and get that to them? I guess to help market and build that kid. What's your take on that?
I think it's helped market and build the kids. I think the positive outweighs the negative, me personally. But then I also think the one thing in today's game, things have changed so much. With the transfer portal, recruiting as we know it has changed. They're only going to take a few high school kids. Case in point, Meg Moore. Meg Moore will go to Division I out of high school. She's a stud. She's a star. Everybody's not Meg Moore. Meg Moore is in that same breath of I hold her in the same regard as I hold Madison Booker. Those are kids like that. Zaniyah Johnson from Biloxi. I think she's going to be a kid that's going to go out of high school. Sanaya Murray out of Harrison Central. The reason I believe Sanaya Murray, she's 6'5" and has guard-like skills. Just picked up an Ole Miss offer. Those kids are going to go high major out of high school. But there's a lot of kids who have Division I offers right now and especially Power 5. If they Power 5, they're not going to go. They're still watching. I think there's going to be some mid-majors that they're going to be able to go to. So, Snacks, I don't have a problem with the relationship offers, but just call them what they are. And so now that's why it's important to get with someone who can help you get where you're trying to get to. Caleb Rhines asked the question. It's a good question. Are our kids really good enough? I think that's a great question. And before we answer that, before we go down this rabbit hole, once again, we're going to go back to that. Shoes, give us your top 5 for the boys.
All right. Well, I know that off the top of my head. I got to look at that. All right. Well, at 5, I've got Dylan Rowe, the guard at Madison Central. Had a great summer. Had a great season last year. Really good summer. Played around, with his dad and went down to New Orleans with Louisiana. But he was really good this summer. He's having a great season this year. I think he's the best point in the state, point guard in the state. I think Field, the big difference in him and Field is Field's more of a combo right now. Field is more. I think Field might be more explosive, but I mean, as a point guard, I think Dylan is just more best true point. Next, right now, I have Ashton McGee at 4. I have Ashton McGee at 4. He is having an explosive season. He's the big name flowing right now, and that's going to be the big thing in the rankings. Where I'm going to rank him when I bring him back out if I'm going to move him up and how far. Next, I had Kedrick Simmons at Boonville. He signed with Dylan and Ashton have not signed anywhere yet. JUCO or anything. They're both still open. Kedrick is signed with Jackson State. He's averaging about 24 games. Boonville having a great season. We just, we kind of don't get to see him a lot, so you kind of, out of sight, a little bit out of mind. But he's having a great season up there. Boonville's 14-4, probably, the favorite to win 3A again, and so he's already signed. Next is Mike Williams, the explosive guard at Germantown. He's good. He and his brother are so good that if they'd have stayed at Jay would have been my preseason number 1. I'm gonna just say it like that. And then at number 1 is Jamarian Fleming, who signed with Mississippi State. We got top 3 have all signed D1 already. I definitely think Ashton's gonna get some. I think.
I like to somebody's shoes. I thought you said Mike Williams was number 3.
Now Mike's 2.
So
Kedrick Simmons 3. Kedrick Simmons was 3.
Okay, gotcha. I missed it. Okay.
And both Kedrick and Mike have signed with Jackson State.
Woo.
Both Kedrick and Mike have signed with Jackson State. Jamar is Mississippi State. I think Ashton's gonna probably get some. He's having a great season. He's getting a lot of interest now. I think Braylon, Phil, and Dylan all should have D1 offers, but the landscape right now they're not necessarily coming in like that.
Dylan Rowe not having a Division I offer is a travesty. And I think the kid, you're talking about a 6'3" athletic point guard. He's more athletic than people realize. It's a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. Southern Miss should be all over him. They should be signing him yesterday. There's no question. He's a kid now. He's a kid, and see, I don't like now. He's a kid that I know now. This is gonna probably mess with some people here. What I'm getting ready to say. He's a kid that I would look at an elite post grad for. And that's because of his academic his academic prowess. I could see him going somewhere like a Hargrave military, somewhere big out east. And he's a kid that could potentially be a high major kid. Like he could be a kid that could go play at a Penn State. I could see him playing like a Penn State. He could play at a Purdue all day long. He's a kid that gets seen by some of the right people. I don't know if I can say he'll be an SEC guy, but he can be he can be a Big Ten point guard because he's a big, strong type kid. It just depends on where he goes. Ashton McGee, what he did at the Bassa was he couldn't have played. I've seen 2 elite performances this year. Ashton McGee and AJ Dent the other day at Itawamba that I'm gonna talk about for my last week of the night.
It's funny. I'm gonna say this. We were talking earlier about Zyla didn't grasp the moment. Ashton totally grasped the moment.
He grasped the moment, and it's not just the dunk. The dunk was unbelievable. His whole game, he gave you the 3 ball, 5 for 8 from the 3 from the land of plenty, step backs. He gave you the mid-range pull-up. He gave you down the line, I dunked you very much. He scored at all 3 levels. He looked the part that day. He looked really, really good. I have not seen Kedrick Williams. And Mike Williams, I'll just be honest with you. Mike Williams, his dad got a steal. Mike Williams is a high major kid.
If Mo wasn't Mike's dad and at Jackson State, I truly believe Mike would he'd be getting some SEC interest, and he'd be getting some AAC and SEC interest. He would be and Big 12 interest because he would fit in the Big 12.
Yes, sir. And he can. Here's what I like about him. Incredible.
He can defend.
He defends. He can score the basketball. You can tell he's I don't know how, I didn't watch Mo in high school. I don't know how good Mo was in high school. But boy, his son is really, really good. And obviously Jamar and Fleming, I think what I like about Fleming, I like the fact that he has expanded his game, but what I would like to see more of him, I thought against Ashton, and I think Ashton outplayed him that day. I mean,
he did.
Ashton did a great job defending him. What I think Fleming should have done that game was he said, wait a minute, hold on just a minute. I'm finna take this dude right down here on the block. I'm gonna jump him to death. I'm gonna dunk this thing, and I'm gonna score every time on the block. And I, even though they did win the game, and they did win the game.
Yeah, though I'm about to say we ain't forget they won the game.
But he didn't. But at the end of the day,
he had 14, and late in the game he did go to the post, get a nice dunk and some stuff.
Yeah, Ashton won the matchup, and see for me, like I want to win the game, but I want to leave there. I got to win the matchup too. I got to do both. I don't want to go one for two.
He the one to match up if he would have shot 30 ball. He ain't had to do that for his team to win.
But yeah, but Ashton didn't shoot 30 ball. Ashton shot a great percentage that night too. It wasn't a 30 ball percent. Ashton didn't get 36 on 30 shots. We ain't gonna do that. Ashton got 36 on 20 shots, maybe 15 shots. He was elite that day. That was a six. He shot 50 to 60%. We ain't gonna do that one.
But Jabari didn't have to do that to get the win.
Yes, he did. He didn't get the win because he didn't have enough with it. I'm just saying I honestly think South Jones, Ashton stepped up, and the difference in Ashton and the rest of his team is Ashton been already been played in the bouts at all these events for the last 2 years. He was prepared for that. I don't think his teammates were. I think if they see Canton later, we could see a different outcome. That's a possibility because them other guys.
I think the moment might have been a little too big for the rest of the team.
Right. I think he played very well, but y'all tell me this. Y'all think y'all saying he gonna have a same level performance or better?
I don't know if he'll do that again. I don't know if he can match that performance. I'll be honest.
I don't know if he can match. I watched I was only against Provine last week, but I saw him get 33 that
day. How Provine is this year?
They're not very good.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're down. But I can tell you this, he's playing the best basketball I've ever seen him.
That made a great move. I mean, no disrespect to MRA and Coach DeWeese over there, but they made a move because if he stays there, he's probably in the same box. He counting the same box he's been in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he made the best move for him. He just picked up. I saw he just picked up Stetson. And if I'm asking, I'll be honest with you. I'm not waiting. He has to be very careful that he's not waiting on Mississippi State or anything like that. He needs to go again, best fit.
Because now, honestly, he's had offers. He had UNO, he had Nichols, he had Southern Baton Rouge. He's had D1 offers back in the fall. Back in the summer, he's had D1 offers.
Yeah, and I think he can take a serious look at those because I think he can go there to some of those places and really perform. I don't think that he can go I don't think he needs to wait on Mississippi State. That's just my opinion.
I don't think he needs to wait on Mississippi State. I can understand him maybe hoping to get something a little higher, but you sometimes you need to take what you got and make the most of it. These days, you go over there and put up numbers. They go do what Doran gonna do at Jackson State.
I'm with shoes on that. I think he definitely be a kid when you looking up. He can, I perfect example. Ev, you know this kid. I think he could very well do the same thing that Ed did. Ed Dennis.
Yeah. You go to the right. No, I agree. You go to the right.
If you look at it, Ed went to junior college his first year. The next year he went to Jack State. His next year he was at UTA. His next year he was at
last year
TCU.
Or TCU, yeah, TCU.
So I definitely think he the type of kid that
he can do what Doran gonna do. Doran ain't gonna be in Jackson State, but one at the most 2 years. I don't think Doran gonna be there next year.
And I'll tell you this, I think that Southern Miss is another kid. No disrespect to the Wesley kid at Central High. I'm taking Ashton McGee at Southern all day long.
Well, they did the same thing last year. No disrespect to Caruth, the Caruth. But how you take Caruth over Avery and Dory?
That's a great question.
And they're doing the same thing this year, taking Wesley instead of him. Huh?
I'm a huge Brewer Caruth fan. I don't like Brewer Caruth. I love it. I wish they could have taken them both. But obviously they couldn't. So yeah, I think those are some great questions. I think Dorian McMillan definitely is. While you're talking about a kid that can go up, he's one of those kids. But let's get ready to shut it down, man. As we've been on for a minute, Caleb Rhines asked a very good question. Are kids really good enough? And that's something. Let's get our last 30-second geek. Let's start with Gino. You still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, man, pop your thing back on, man. Pop your collar back on and just give us your last, 45 seconds to minute. Tell me your thoughts. as we get ready to YAG in the building, young and gifted.
No, man, it was a good show tonight. Interesting listening on hearing what everybody y'all had put together. It was cool hearing all that, man. Just really interesting to see how the rest of the season play out on the boys and the girls side. And getting closer to that time to see what go on. So that's what I'm ready to see.
All right, C. Jones, ball and business. What's your geek, C. Jones?
Oh man, really, man, good show. You coming out with these rankings you put together, and we gonna give you a hard time, but it's all in love. And I think my next show gonna be can we put together some good enough teams? I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and put together some good teams, and I'm gonna bring it back to you guys because I think we can put together some good teams, but people just got to be on board. People just got to work together, man. 100%. We can put together some great teams.
Snacks.
I might have got a chance to catch a few different tournaments, women and men. Or I definitely think that we got a lot of good basketball going on. We got a lot of promising prospects in the state. I think that like y'all said that um together everybody can achieve more. That's kind of the objective of the team. I definitely think that if everybody kind of be on the same page and keeping the main thing, which is helping put the athletes in the best situation to be the best version of themselves. I definitely think we can do some special things. So just keep stacking days, fellas.
The young ESPN ESPY Award winner, Snackser. Easy one. I know you took a nap over there. Wake up.
Hey, great show, man. Shout out to Snacks, one of the most premier events, not just in the state of Mississippi, but in the country. Keep doing your thing, young buck. We see you out there working, man. You're doing a phenomenal job, brother. Just want to tell you that. To everybody else on the panel, man, appreciate you guys. It's always good dialogue. Yeah, we don't always agree on everything, but it's all in fun. And at the end of the day, we want to kind of shed some light on our Mississippi kids. Shout out to EV for hosting the event. Although he may, like Shoes say, get us our links or our invites 3 hours before the show. Our fearless leader sometimes do a pretty good job, man. Sometimes he does a pretty good job. And my last geek of the night, I just want to say this too. Man, love your people. Life is short. The basketball community on the girls' side took a really big hit this weekend, or I don't even know what day it was. But anyway, we lost Brooke Walker, RIP, rest in peace, rest in heaven, Brooke, assistant women's basketball coach at Holmes. She coached with the Mississippi Jazz and coached Henry Dance for years. Had the pleasure to know this young lady for several years. And just a phenomenal spirit and lost her life. Sometimes we say gone too soon, but sometimes God may say, right on time. So we have to lean on his understanding and not our understanding. But love your people. And that's really it, man. Life is short. And just, I know Snacks is on that road a lot. And you guys be careful out there. You're traveling. And just always, I'll just always keep God as your protector.
Choose.
Yeah, great word. Great word there. Great word there. I know Brooke when she was in, from your a lot of the tournaments that's new around, man. When I realized that was her, it was a big shock to me and a big hurtful shock to me. To the question, are our kids good enough? Yes, they're good enough. They're good enough. Yeah, they may need some more seasoning when they get there, but they're good enough. I think one of the things that catches a lot of our kids though are that the ones that are good enough. Sometimes I don't know if they have the right people in the ear, and they don't have the right have enough educated decision makers around them. That's pretty true for most parents and their kids' biggest doggone fans, and they don't know any more about recruiting than the kid does. So but I think we do have a lot of kids that are good enough to play, and unfortunately with the landscape right now, some are gonna slip through the cracks. I'm always scared, and look, I don't have anything against the JUCOs. There's some very good ball at JUCO, some kids. A lot of kids go to JUCO and get some offers. But I'm always scared that when kids go to JUCO, they could slip through the cracks. Get caught up in a numbers game and slip through the cracks. I'm always a big fan of guys going to a D1 program where they can get in the program and develop in that program with a program that has a plan for them. But the landscape right now, we're gonna have some guys who I know are good enough to play D1, gonna be a JUCO. But just got to go work hard, make the most of it.
Well, there's several things y'all said that makes me want to just touch on each and every one. But let me touch on one thing that is a kind of a pet peeve I'm tired of hearing. I'm gonna let my kid make a decision. I'm tired of that.
I swear.
Y'all stop it. Because first of all, the Bible says, honor your father and mother that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God give thee. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Let's go there first. You are putting your kids' life to make them make this, like for you to make the decision. Yes. Do you give them some input? Yes. But you are given that's your responsibility. You look at the situation and say, this is what I feel in my spirit. This is what you put all the facts and stuff like that down. When it comes to college, when it comes to AAU, when it comes in all this stuff. Stop talking about my kids. You do not let your kids make the decision on what dentist they go to, what doctor they go to. You don't let your kid, when they have a 16-year-old who has a license, and they say, hey, mom, me and Sally Joe, we finna drive to California. You ain't letting them do that. You're not gonna let them make that decision. So why are you letting them make decisions on when what's really best for them? Well, I need to go play with my friends. No, that's cool if that works, but what is best for your child? That's one soapbox. I'll jump off of that.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about that, Eddie. I use this term all the time. These are business decisions. They are not to be taken lightly.
Yes.
You're signing where you're going to play ball is a business decision. You got to treat it like a business decision.
Absolutely. And I'm in total agreement with you. I don't have anything against the JUCOs. I'm all for it. But if you have a 4-year school and that's your level, go and run there. Don't wait, because it ain't guaranteed to be there when you get done.
Yep.
All type of stuff is happening. The next thing is I want to say is, and this would be my last geek because I close. I went to see a high, and Snacks was there as well, a high level basketball game, and that was Itawamba. Boy, I saw Itawamba girls play Jones. Let me talk about that too. Nyla Williams from Itawamba, 8 for 9 from the field, stud, dog, goon. I happen to coach her sister at the W. She's a Division II low D1 kid all day long. Don't pass go. Tootie Lockett, don't pass go. The real deal. Big scoring point guard. She's a scoring point guard. Don't like her, absolutely love her. I would say she's the best scoring point in the state, arguably. I would put her there. I would say Taylor Felton is the best pure point. Your pass first, get into the lane.
What about Mariah Reed Jones? She in the mix?
Mariah Reed Jones, I don't put her as a point guard at all. I put her as a very good small forward. That's what I look at her as, somebody who can bring the ball up and run your offense sometimes, but she's not a point. Tootie runs the point the whole time. So she was phenomenal. Last couple times I saw her play against East Mississippi. She's just gotten better. She looks the part. She defends. Robin Porter has her playing really well. So shout out to those two young ladies. I want to go through Itawamba and Jones Community College. I want to just say this. Whoever you are, if Jones plays ICC again at Jones, if you can make that game, you need to go. That gym needs to be packed. That is a high level game. There's at
If they
least
play again, it'll be in the region tournament at Mississippi College. They only going through one time.
ooh.
If they play again, it'll be at Mississippi College in the region tournament.
I haven't seen Northeast play, but if there's other teams better than them two, those two, unbelievable. Let me first talk about Jones. Newton Mueller has done a phenomenal job at Jones. He has elevated the program. He's done a great job, gotten great talent. Shout out to Newton Mueller. Newton Mueller, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to be a Division I coach. He did a great job at Center Hill, done a great job at Jones. Shout out to Newton Mueller. The twins, the Purnell twins, sell, buy. You know, sometimes they say buy or sell, buy, but buy more stock. Flat out goons, defend. Oh my goodness, hit jumpers, mid range. I don't like them. I absolutely love them.
Both have already signed with Texas State in the Sun Belt.
LJ Hackman, point guard. Southern Miss, they got a good one, strong, athletic. The only thing, my knock on LJ, and LJ, I hope if you ever hear this, somebody tell you, I love you. I just wish at the end he gonna get to the basket, but he always just got to put a little flair on it, and sometimes he miss it with the flair. Go ahead and finish, and then the oohs and ahs gonna come because young man, you are a strong guard.
Evie, what you say? He put a little bit too much finesse.
That's too much, and then he'll miss it, and then he'll just kind of come like, no, dog, just go ahead, let the ball go in the hole, then do your other stuff.
Hey, Evie, I'm gonna tell you somebody else who's nice though. I feel like that.
Shout out to my boy LJ. Man.
I ain't going against like nobody. You know, your philosopher, or, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, your rotation. But I would like to see DJ Davis out there a little bit more because he was super nice in high school.
DJ Davis, that's who that was. I didn't recognize who that was. You know what I felt, to be honest with you, when I watched him, and I'm gonna go with I'm gonna get to him. When I watched him, he played like he had moments where I felt like he was unsure of himself a little bit. That's who that was. And I was wondering who the backup guy was. I was like, who is that kid? And I never saw him play in high school. But I did see him. He was going to come to my event. I remember. But now when you say it, that's exactly who that was. But yeah, he did. Then once he got in there, he got a little loose. And you can tell he was he's a good player for him. The twins, the Howells brothers. I think one of them, who did the Big Four sign? By Big Four sign with shoes. La Tech, good pickup for him.
Yeah, Jones already has 4 mid-major Division I signees.
They all deserve them. They all deserve them.
And they'll have a fifth because I really think Avery gonna get something for the Yo.
Don't like him, love him. Avery Thomas looked like a stud out there, shooting a jumper. He fits perfectly. Shout out again to Newton Mueller. Now let me talk about ICC. Okay, where do I start? Because I want to end with AJ Dent. What's my boy from Tupelo? Help me out. Davion Anderson. Bye. Go ahead and buy some stock in it. Low major D2 kid. Need to be all over. Valley should be all over. Athletic, can run your team, can hit the open jumper. Will defend tough. Buy now. Damarian Winston, really can play. He's a kid he's a kid I think will benefit. I don't know if he'll get out in 1 year, but he's a kid that will be really tapping on that D1 door as well. Can shoot it, defend. Number 11. What's his name? Snacks. He's already got some D1 offers. I don't know his name. He's about 6'5". Bye.
I don't know that Cameron Christian. I can't remember what his name was.
Nah, I should know it.
Cam Clark. You talking about Cam Clark?
Woo!
I think it's Cam Clark, isn't it?
Cam Clark. He had a nasty dunk on East Mississippi. I saw him play. Yes, sir. Bye. Yes. I love him. Those are all to me 3D1 kids. Those are the 8. Those are definitely 8 kids right there. I've talked about that was D1 players in the game. And there's somebody else.
Now, is this the last? Is this the last? Is this the last? What are we doing, man?
I'm finishing up. MJ Smith, bye. Mississippi Valley should be all over him. Alcorn should be all over him. Athletic dog, rebounder, yes. And last but not least, AJ Dent. He put on a master class of what a 4-3-3-4 should look like. He gave you the 3 ball. He gave you the in between. He gave you the jump hook. He gave you the dunk you very much. He gave you, I look long, I'm athletic, I got dreads. He gave you whatever you wanted. He gave you that. Had 38 and 10. The other best performance I've seen, him and Ash McGee, the 2 best performances I've seen this year. And here I want to make this statement to America. And I've already reached out to some people. By Darren Wilson. Darren Wilson is 26 years of age. I want to make this statement, if Billy Donovan can coach Marshall at 28 years of age, Darren Wilson can too. Elite. He's elite. The next Division I job that comes up open in this area, he should be up for it. He's a buy. He should have a head coaching Division I job before he's 30. I'm just telling you this, Black Coaches of America Association, I'm just saying this now. He's the guy you put all your resources in. He's one of them. He and my guys, Case and Burke, those are the 2 guys right there. I'm putting everything I got into them. Those guys, Darren Wilson is elite. I want to make that clear. He's elite. Bye. And then with that being said, we getting ready to say goodbye. And I want to say to Brooke Walker, who was a good friend of mine. She helped me. I had 3 girls on my team now that play for Brooke. To the Brooke Walker family and Jazz Nation, she's touched so many lives. We're definitely praying for you. I thought about that. She was on her way back to practice and was in a car accident. I thought about her as I drove back to practice myself from Jackson. And I thought about, life is so precious. And so I would encourage each and every one. I sent out several texts after it made such an impact. The Lord spoke to me. And I want to share this with you guys. You never know when your time is coming. You got to get saved. You got to know Jesus.
The Lord.
If Brooke could say one thing today, the first thing she would say, if she could come back and say one thing, I really believe she would say, get to know Jesus. And so with that being said, for snacks.
Hey, let me say one thing, EB. I don't know if anybody knows that made it. They haven't released them yet. I don't know who made them. They picked the Mississippi, Alabama, and North-South game participants today.
I did just see a few people. I just happened to look and saw Kaylee's Walker and Grayson Carmichael from Laurel made North and South. I don't know who else made the game, but shout out to those 2. We
have to come back on next week when they release them and talk about it.
We sure will. Bye, Mike Hood from Columbus. I'm all on that too, Quincy Harris. I'm with you on that. But for Cordarius Jones, Snacks, Gino, Eddie Young, Shoes, and Coach Evie Geeker saying good night. Thank you for sticking with us. We was here a little longer than normal. Top 20 show. We'll holler at y'all next time.